I am doing good. Hang on. Let me... I currently have the game music on because it's lo-fi chill beats to write to, so I might as well just keep it there. It's game music. But I am good. I'm still recovering a little bit more from my cold. It's just the lasting cough I have left. That's all. But other than that, I am all good. The bathroom has been completed, so I am actually able to stream without fear of random noises. Getting rid of a cough sucks. It is. The cough won't go away. I might have to take some more medicine. Potentially. Like, cough drops. Cough drops aren't really technically medicine though. Hang on, let me move my mic a bit closer to me. Or move me closer to the mic. But cough drops, cough syrup, medicine for coughs, stuff like that. I should probably my mom's coughing too. Oh my god, those are a lot of comfy ones. Oh, they're all adorable. Oh my god, hang on a sec. Oh, there's the money one. I never take cough medicine, I just suffer. It's gone. I would like to say take cough medicine or take like cough drops, but I don't think you listen. Oh, these are really very cute emos, so it's a bit annoying that it doesn't show up on the actual chat box. But okay, it's all good. I can still see it in the chat. Oh dear lord, what is that first one there? Cough drops make you gassy? Could I question how does that make sense? Also, what's the music volume check as well? Because the game volume itself is like super loud. So I actually had to change it in the Windows volume settings. But gosh darn, there's no Kind Words doesn't have any volume set up in the setting thingy, so I had to manually change it and then edit it onto the audio mixer on OBS. I don't know why it's so loud, but it's great music, I will say. Maybe the particular kind of thing. Which kinds do you take? I take the ones that are, hang on, let me find the brand. It's like a honey ginger one. I think it's like a honey ginger one, kind of. It's no, not honey. I think it's not honey ginger. I think it's just a honey type of cough drop. I don't recognize any of these. Lemon honey. Is it lemon honey? No, isn't it? Where is it? I know they exist. I literally have it. It's from Vicks. Vapo Natural. It's really delicious candy. I don't particularly... It's like I don't take it for coughs. I take it because it tastes good. It's the Halls brand of cough drops. Halls. Oh. This is the first time I've seen these. They've got different flavors. What? Mentho... I can't read. Mentholyptus? Cherry and honey lemon. Cherry anything tastes horrible though, but mentholyptus. Is that basically eucalyptus? Eucalyptus is delicious though, I will say that. In one ways or another, eucalyptus flavored cough drops. Gosh, those are good. You can just eat them as is. They're so nice. But which one? I can't remember which is the brand I have though. How do I spell eucalyptus? Oh, here you go, eucalyptus drops. Yeah, it's literally called eucalyptus drops. Aussie drops. They're so good. They're like so eucalyptus flavored stuff. I don't know how you can explain it. It's I don't know, it's not like mint flavored stuff, or it's not super sweet either, but it's just tasty. I'm not in the habit of cooking, so I don't know the flavor already. Listen, you don't have to be sick to have cough drops, okay? You don't have to be. They're just candy. Basically, it's like a way to trick a kid to have like cough drops. Like to have something similar that could be similar to medicine. We'll go with that. Cough drops. Delicious candy. I'm pretty sure you're not meant to eat cough drops like candy, but I mean, they taste good. They're like candy sized. What do you mean I can't have them? What do you mean I can't have them like candy? It's clearly candy. Usually don't. I think you think that they should be fine. I don't recall them ever having like a warning saying that you can only eat at this amount per day. Or do they? Wait, do they? Do cough drops normally have a warning like that? I know cough syrups do, but cough drops not so much. I'm kind of really tempted to go check on the cough drops I have outside. Oh yeah, drops. So see, you can eat as many as you want, and normally, so I'm gonna go with like eucalyptus ones though. Eucalyptus cough drops come in like a little packet, and there's like so many in them. They're delicious. Very delicious candy. Syrups don't do. Syrups? They do. At least the one that I have, you said like you're only... Wait. Yes. There's like an adult one and kids under 12 one. Hi, Sean. But yeah, I'm pretty sure syrups do. It's like if you're 12 years and under, and then over 12 years, it's like normally a 4 to 6 hour thingy before you're allowed to take like another shot of syrup. At least that's what I recall. I know pills definitely. Yeah, pills definitely. I'm pretty sure syrups are like that. Like, yeah. No, no, Sean. No, of medicine, of like liquid medicine, like cough syrup or stuff like that. No, it like what would you call it? It's literally like in a little tiny. It's like in a little cup. You measure out how much you need to drink in a little cup, and then you just drink it like a shot. I'm sure some Canadians will have maple syrup injected. Oh. Huh. Maple syrup. I kind of want maple syrup now. Yeah, we're Australian. Our medicine's like little like coughs, little drops, like little cup thingies. Oh man, I can't wait to go. I haven't been to a doctor in like a while, like for like a proper checkup. Like literally the only times I've had to go to a doctor for like the past couple years is just for like not even a couple years, maybe like like a year or two ago. Is just for just a year ago then. It'd be for like the COVID shots and stuff like that. That's literally the only time. Oh no, wait, I didn't even go to a doctor's for those. Yeah, I didn't go for a doctor's for them. I went to a doctor technically for the booster shot, but all the other ones are at a community center kind of thing where they had like the nurses and people like that. But yeah. And then my confession, I don't think I've ever had a genuine maple syrup, just the fake stuff. They go, Dude, I haven't been to a doctor to eat. I mean, I think you're meant to go to a doctor so I don't well. I don't think Australia has like proper maple syrup. Hang on, let's Australian maple syrup. What is like real like genuine maple syrup though? I don't really Listen, in Australia, the maple syrup we have here is the maple syrup that we consume. I don't know any other types from maple trees. I don't look at the bottles. I don't look at the glass bottles. Distilled sap from maple trees. I don't. You think I look at the ingredients? Who actually looks at the ingredients stuff of like maple syrup and honey? Well, I mean, honey. You can't. Can you fake honey? Did you know that the Canadian government has their own maple syrup reserve? Oh. I haven't had pancakes in a while, so I haven't had syrup in a long time. Honey's just honey. Okay, good. I was a bit worried. I was like, wait. Yeah, wait. Oh, that was a TikTok thing. I remember some people saying like you can find what real honey is if you put water in it, swirl it around, and then if there's like honeycomb thingy or like no, literally anything with like a syrupy consistency will do the exact same thing. Like I was sponsored by honey. I want honey. The thing is, Manuka honey, while it's like expensive and supposedly good, it's kind of bitter. It's very expensive for Manuka honey, but it's like it's bitter for me. I don't like. Oh, why is the honkai alert so low? Why was that so low? Did you guys hear the alert? I can't tell because I have my volume down. But hello, welcome Nixon33851 Oji. Welcome. If you look at the bottom of the honey, you know what the ingredients will say? Honey. Just honey? I didn't hear an alert. Excuse me, stream elements. You were working well last week. Last week, a couple of days. I don't think I heard one. Well, I saw the bar go up a little bit, but it was like too small. I was like, alert? Yeah, hello. Hi. It's in my freaking... You have to buy it. But like, it's in my description. You'll find the person who it's from. And then you'll go into their coffee. And then you get the stuff. But that's only for the animation itself. For the sound alert, you'll have to go to the other person, which is also linked in my credits. Honey tastes very... I love honey, but I love super sweet things though. So I just love honey. I love sweet things. Sweet things are delicious. Don't mind me while I go fit. Ah, I froze. I froze. Alright, let me go edit with this a little bit. The sound should be fine though. I like honey, but I don't. I do. I do. It is straight. Dependent. It's very dependent on what type of honey it is, though. That's the thing. It will entirely depend on what kind of honey. If it's like from like the like the plastic bottles that you squeeze from, then yeah, I'll leave that one straight up. But if it's like raw honey, it's not that it's too sweet. It's just like the taste itself is just kind of weird. No, we don't have the upside down bear, unfortunately. Which is sad, but we do not have the upside down bear here. Okay, let me. Oh, I can't really mute it, can I, on my end? Hang on, I'm gonna quickly emulate a raid event. Okay, it's there, but not really. Why is that so soft? But yeah, there is an upside down bear. The upside down bear does exist. It's a very... we don't really have the bottle here, which is upsetting. I want the upside down bear bottle. Just the bottle. All I care about is the bottle. That is all. Only the bottle. Let me save that. That should be fine, right? Speaking of Steve, I want to make pancakes. I make pancakes! What kind of pancakes, though? Is the giant question right there. It's a brand of honey, not sure the name, but the bottle is a bear with, like, the spout at the top, so pour honey into the turn. Honey bear bottle. We'll just call honey bear bottle. It's literally called honey bear bottle. No. Yes. Honey, pure honey? Pure honey? There's like a lot of different types of bear bottles, actually. A lot of different type of bear bottles. I like the pan made with a pan. I have slight trauma when it comes to banana pancakes, unfortunately. It's a me thing, but I don't have a slight... It's just a slight fear of banana pancakes. Because my uncle... so we have, like, the powdered pancake mix. No. I might be accident prone, but I'm not that accident prone. I know how to work a fire in a pan. But it was like when I was younger. So we have like pancake powder mixes in a bottle where you put water in it, you shake the bottle around so that it mixes like the powder and the mousse and the water, and then you pour out the pancake mix. So my uncle decided to do the pancake batter and then mix in mashed bananas in it in an attempt to make banana pancakes, and then cooked it. And then my sister and I ate it, and while it tasted good, our stomachs did not like it very much. So we have a slight trauma when it comes to banana pancakes. I'm bad at making pancakes. I'm a decent cook. For some reason, pancakes are my undoing. In which way? In which way? As in the flipping portion, the pouring portion to make them round, or overall putting things together pancakes? When I make pancakes, I fail them at... Oh boy. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna do another test. It's still low. Why is it still low? Alert box? What's wrong with you today? Hello? Dosta? Hey, Sean. Hey, Sean. What the heck are you doing? Sean? Okay, let's... Yeah, that's alert is fine. Oh, well, I guess we won't be hearing the alert for this stream. No, they didn't, you dumbass! No, that was me doing the test! Dummy! I wanted to see what was wrong with the volume. Didn't fix it at all, though. So I don't know what's going on with the volume there. Good lord, Sean! Oh, all of the above, Clocko. I have many questions. Have you tried putting the mixture in like a squeezy, like a ketchup bottle? So you can, and pour it out to make round, like just pour it straight out without moving the nozzle thingy, and you get round pancakes. Have you tried that? Apparently that works. I suppose you could say if that falls under the category of like, wait a second. Could the reason be why things are so soft because of what I think it is? But apparently, yeah, apparently... Don't do this to me. But yeah, so apparently, that's like a trick when it comes to pancakes. Is it because I put kind words down? No, we do have waffle makers. Apparently, make waffles. I don't have a waffle maker. I don't eat waffles like a lot at all. So waffles isn't exactly like pancakes. Yes, pancakes obviously always. But waffles, not so much. I don't think I've ever properly had a waffle for like breakfast or anything like that. Not many places do waffles. Right? No. Oliver Brown does, but I don't really get waffles from there. I normally get the crepes. The crepes and the churros. Crepes and churros are good. I like crepes. Crepes are great. I kind of want to see if there are waffle makers. I don't. No, you're like, our pancakes and more like. Oh, it's dependent, but normally it's the. They're not fluffy. They're like dense. They're kind of dense, but they're not thin. They're not thin like crepes, but they're not fluffy like we'll say a Japanese cheesecake. They're kind of more dense, which is why you have to douse them with like syrup. And I mean a lot of syrup. A lot of syrup. I actually want to do a little test. Just a little test. Because if the freaking sound, like stream elements, is because of what I think it is, I swear I'm gonna be a little annoyed. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the volume down on my end because god darn it, it is loud. This. Pancakes, it can be dense as well, but I think it just depends on the batter. I think it definitely does depend on the batter and the person who makes it, because you can obviously thin out a pancake to make it thinner of a crepe, but then you can also mainly batter, definitely because of the batter. I'm gonna wait till this freaking stream elements load so I can do another test thing. We'll go with it's still soft. I see. I'll fiddle with that later. I give up. I don't know why. You don't know why you're being so weird. And let's actually pop that down. Then did this, did that. There you go. I had friends when I was young who used to make the bake. Ooh. What kind of pancakes though? Just like the normal plain ones, or like chocolate chip ones, or red velvet ones? Hang on, let me quickly grab Pancake on the Rocks. Pancake on the Rocks menus. Come on, tell me all the pancakes so we can have. Cinnamon? I don't think I've ever had cinnamon pancakes before. Hang on a second, let me grab Pancake on the Rocks. We got normal pancakes. No, I need how do I do this? Pancakes. No, wait, these are savory pancakes. No, where's the normal pancakes? Pancake on the Rocks, don't do this to me. Where are you? Pancakes. Pancakes, found them. Normal pancakes. I'm normal pancakes. No, what he did to make them special for some of the pancakes. He added a secret ingredient. I don't know what that secret ingredient might be, but a secret ingredient. So we have apple crumble ones. Pancake on the Rocks has like the best pancakes, but it also has like depending on which place you go to, the service might not be good. So we went to Pancakes on the Rocks with my uncle for his birthday, and just at the time, and just during then, the service was pretty bad, which is kind of sad. We used to go to that specific Pancakes on the Rocks quite a bit, but because of that, yeah, we didn't go to that one anymore. Still great though. It still has great pancakes, great ribs. I don't recall ever eating the pizza though. The secret ingredient is love or cinnamon. Which one would you prefer, love or cinnamon? What would you guys prefer? Love or cinnamon? Cinnamon. Do I add cinnamon as a word that I can barely pronounce? Pancakes and ribs sounds like a really interesting combination. Not together. Not. It wasn't together. So Pancake on the Rocks has like a lot of like outback kind of food. So like ribs, pancakes, cinnamon. Wait, what? Ribs, pancakes, pizza, and like fish and chips as well. All great food, obviously. They had like kids meals, and if you're a kid, you get a coloring coloring page thingy, and you get pencils, and you can color them in. And I think there's a word search on there too. I think. Either way, very delicious. Very delicious. Wait a second, no. Not the paper, not the drawing bits. But it was very fun when I was younger. The imminent cinnamon is imminent cinnamon is in a mon 3 times in m on. I don't get that. Then why don't they give adults crayons or something that's called? I don't know. I wish they did. It's really fun, you know. It's amusing. Listen, some adults get very amused by the smallest things, all right? And sometimes when you watch the little kids draw, like color in, and you see them go out of the lines, you're like, why? Why do you do that? I literally have like the urge to actually take the pages of my cousin so I could color them in instead. They did that in the Stream Awards, did they? I didn't watch the Streamer Awards, and I don't really watch a lot of like the award giving stuff, like the Nickelodeon stuff, or what's the one where they give the gold award thingy? Kids coloring outside the lines is a form of artistic expression I will never have. I can't color outside of the lines. I don't know, it hurts me. They give the nominees coloring. Oh, they gave nominees coloring books. Oh my god, I would love them. I would love them. Coloring books. God, I kind of want to go and grab buy a coloring book now, but like I don't have any more coloring pencils. Not since I did art. Did we even have coloring pencils then? No. Yes. No. I don't even remember what medium I used when I did art in TAFE. No, I did a lot of the designing on the computer. I do like you can actually buy adult-oriented coloring books, but I never bought any. I remember, I think it was a TikTok thingy. No, Facebook video, but I think it was like from like TikTok or like Vine. Yeah, TikTok. And some people took like kids' coloring books and changed like how it looked. How the art looked before coloring it in, and they were a thing. Let's just say they were a thing. Next year they're gonna make personalized coloring books. I wanna go just for the coloring books. I don't care if I'm an adult. Give me a coloring book. I would love it. I would love coloring books. I love those kind of things. They just look so much fun. I want a coloring book. Is there a cat coloring book? Hang on. Is there a cat coloring book? Wait, you can actually get them from Etsy, I'm pretty sure. Like, a lot of coloring books. I will put a pin on searching for coloring books at a later date. Is my mom washing the dishes now? I think she is. No, yes. Mother, what are you doing? I'm most positive that... Oh, you want coloring books. I want a lot of things. But I'm gonna wait until I get like a shelf so I can start moving things from my well, I have a cupboard shelf thingy. Yeah, cupboard shelf thingy, so I can actually put stuff there without things falling off. I need to work on my organization stuff. I've got like a lot of things I need to throw out. A lot of things I need to throw out. It's yeah, I don't know. Not much I can know about that. I want a coloring book that features honey, pancakes, and coffee. That'd be a very interesting coloring book right there. You can make your own. Just do line arts. Just do line arts of things, and then voila, you got yourself a coloring book. That's basically what line art is, actually. Line art is literally just a page of a coloring book, basically. Maybe I should start taking pictures and making line arts out of them. I mean, you are an artist. You could very well make your own coloring book. That's a great thing about being an artist. When it comes to art-related stuff, you can just do it on your own. If you're good at art, you can just do them on your own. You don't need to spend money to do these kind of things. Just do it on your own. Make profit out of it. Make a coloring book and sell it. I'm pretty sure you can sell things on Amazon. I think Amazon. I don't know. But listen, you gotta list me as you gotta credit me because I'm the one who talked about honey pancakes and cough drops. Excuse me. Okay, you can't. I'm the one who gave you the idea, Clocko. I gotta do this. I think this is an actual business thing people do. This probably is. It probably is. I literally recently I found out. So I read a lot of fan fictions, and there was a story that hadn't been updated in a little bit. So we got not really an update, but not a chapter update, but an author note thingy. We got an author note, and they said they are currently they are now an actual author with a book on Amazon. I was like, great. Why are you putting this as a full chapter? You could put this at the beginning of a chapter or at the end of a chapter, not get my hopes up for the next chapter of this freaking story. A consultation fee, probably. Yes. You can self-publish in Amazon, yes, and make your own books. Yes. You can do it. I know you can. You're an artist, you can do it. You just gotta write words. Oh, wait. Wouldn't that be cool? Wait, like a coloring book story. Yeah, a coloring book story kind of thingy. So you have characters that you color in, and then those same characters appear later on in the story, and then you can you can write what they're doing in the story, make your own story with the characters that you're coloring in and what they're thinking of, something like that. I don't know. We're getting somewhere with that. Where they accuse me of not having to hold chopsticks. Chopsticks are a thing. I don't know how to properly hold them, but I can hold them enough to eat. It's just my hands are small. Chopsticks are long. It's hard to figure out where you start, where you hold the things. I can use chopsticks then. I know how to use chopsticks enough to eat. I don't use chopsticks at all, really. I know that they're the kiddie ones, so, but I'm an adult. I know how to use chopsticks. I'm pretty sure my cousins know how to use them better than I do. Oh well. It's okay. It's okay. That's fine. It's all fine. I get by eating food. I get by. I don't eat the most healthiest stuff, but oh well, it's food. I'll eat it. Ah. Wow, my throat. Let me take another sip of water. Oh, catching his book and stream. Oh, I will look at that later. I see. I do enjoy food. There's so many things I want to try eating. This is bad food, which I guess I don't know. Well, what would you consider bad food though? Off food or specific flavors that you just don't like? Or food that you've had a traumatic experience about eating, or had any form of traumatic experience with eating, or not with eating, just the process of it being made. Because I most definitely do have a trauma when it comes to one specific food being made. And I used to love eating it so much when I was a child until I saw how it was being made. I was like, oh, alright. Still delicious. We don't really eat much of it though nowadays, I don't think. But still traumatic. Well, the obvious one is spoiled food, like running spoiled milk. In terms of food, cauliflower? I don't think I've ever had food that had cauliflower in it. Broccoli, yes, I love broccoli. I love broccoli. But I don't think... Or maybe I've had stuff with cauliflower. Boiled cauliflower and salt, I think. Well, boiled broccoli and salt is delicious. And I'm pretty sure cauliflower would be the exact same. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had cauliflower on its own, or like nobody's actually said like, oh, this is cauliflower. It's probably just been like mixed up in like food and stuff like that. I can't stand cauliflower. I don't like the taste or the texture. And it basically, that's, I don't eat broccoli. Look, do I like trees? I like broccoli though. I like it. I don't know. I like eating a lot of random vegetables. I think broccoli is a blander, dry, and harder. You're making me very curious about broccoli now. Not broccoli, cauliflower now. I've eaten a bunch of cauliflower nowadays since my girlfriend is vegan. I am very curious about cauliflower now. There's not really much food here that has cauliflower in. Not that I know of. Broccoli is good though. I like broccoli, I like cucumbers, I like tomatoes. I love tomatoes. And potatoes, but I love tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I love tomatoes. I love them. They're my favorite. I can literally just sit there and eat just one full raw tomato and just like tomatoes are delicious. I don't know where my like slight obsession with tomatoes came from though. Is that an airplane? Or is that a storm? Which are you? The noise is gone. No clue what it is. I say both. I more or less say both. Tomato, tomato. Tomato, potato, tomato, potato, potato, tomato, 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 tomato. I say both. My way of speaking is like merged with like so many different ways of saying specific words. Tomato, 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 tomato. I think I'm more comfortable saying tomato. No, yes, tomato, tomato, potato. Wait, potato. Tomato, tomato. Since we couldn't eat carbs, I would say if we wanted a pizza, we'd have to improvise. And a good base for a dough would be cauliflower, which I could. Oh. Huh. You could use cauliflower as a base for pizza? The more you know. Despite me, I actually did do like a cooking class for like I did go to a cooking class school for like a whole year, but we didn't actually ever make pizza. Don't know why. Well, it was more like the basics though. You see, Clock, I just had to read them both to see how I'd say them in my head. Tomato, potato. Tomato, potato. Tomato! It is tomato. We'll just stick with me saying it tomato. Oh, yeah, cauliflower pizza. Well, I don't think there's really any difference there saying potato. But when it comes to tomato, I say tomato. I've only once made homemade pizza once a time. We don't. Our freaking oven never works. Never works. Literally, at my old house, we only ever use like the oven to make nachos and for me to make cheesecake. The one at our new house, no, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So that's why my dad said that he'd be renovating the kitchen like at the end of this year. I was like, yay. Give me a freaking oven that works, please. I would like to make cheesecakes again. I've only ever made I sold pizzas at my school. You sold them? What? Did you get the ones from the freezer? My sister made nachos and I made Japanese cheesecake. That's why. I preferably make a lot of sweet thingies, and my sisters can actually make other proper food. Mm-hmm. You made them? What kind of pizzas are they? What kind of pizza? What's the toppings? Well, what toppings you got in them pizzas? Straight from the farm? Excuse me? Wait a second. How does what? How made them with my bare hands straight from the farm? What kind of pizzas are you making there? What kind of darn it, I lost. Did you? I don't know why. I don't know. It's weird. Did you harvest the wheat and like Hawaiian? I love Hawaiian pizza. That means Hawaiian pizza normally has pineapples on it, right? Pineapples? I love Hawaiian pizza though. I love like the one like I don't remember what kind of brand it is. But there's like pizza in like the frozen section of like Coles or Woolies or Aldi. And there's like Hawaiian pizza on it. Like, it's delicious. I don't know. I really like the frozen pizzas because if you reheat them like properly, it's gooey. The cheese is gooey. It's just nice. I love those kind of things. Yes, people are looking to put on whatever toppings that they want, but personally, I don't like pineapple in general. I like pineapple is actually pretty hard to like prepare because you have like the spines. I suppose you could say it was spines, but like something like spines. We're gonna put. I raised them from a young age and harvest them when they were ripe. I'm curious about your home life now, Sean. The weirdest topping ever was corn and Cool Ranch Doritos. Corn and Cool Ranch Doritos? What a... Jeez, that's an interesting pizza. Put pineapple with the meat. Corn on pizza is sleep. I've never had corn on pizza. I don't think I'll ever find corn on pizza though, unfortunately, in Australia. Where... Yeah, no, I don't think I'd find it. Listen, I highly doubt I'll be able to find any pizza with corn here. Corn isn't something that a lot of people would have. I mean... Grilled corn? Yes? Like corn on the cob. But on anything, like just corn on its own, yes. But on anything is odd. Just put some corn on a frozen pizza. I mean, Colonel Cornelius Cornwall. I see. I see. Like canned corn, or actually buy a corn cob and take the corn out? Canned corn, yes. Canned corn does exist, yes. I think. Probably does. I haven't really gone shopping in a while other than to like grab my rabbit's foods. My rabbits. Veggies was better. But yeah, because I normally, it's like immediately after I finish work, I go up to Woolies. It's Woolies up that one, right? To Woolies, grab their food, buy them, get out, immediately catch the bus as it gets there. I mean, I could technically stop by at Aldi after work, but I'm like, oh, I want to go home. I want to go to sleep. I want to go home. But I'll try it. I'll try that pizza. I'll put a pin on it, and I will try it. Eventually, I will try it. They're canned corn, but are they corn cans? Corn cans? What the heck are corn cans? God darn it, I'm curious. Corned can? Well, there's corned beef. What the frick is corned beef? What is corned beef? Why does that look like a weird version of Spam? What the frick is corned beef? It just looks like a weird looking Spam. What the heck is... Corned beef makes me poop. Dude, corned beef is so good. Tastes amazing, but... wait, as an actual corn? Or is it just called corned beef? I've seen it, like, I've heard people talk about it, but I don't think I've ever actually seen proper corned beef in Australia. I am curious. Very much so curious. Pulled pork? Yes. I've had pulled pork, I think. Yes. I've had pulled pork. I've had charcoal chicken. I've had... What else have I had? I forgot. Is goated? When it's chopped up into bits, it's corn... Corned beef is like pulled pork? But why is it called corned? Where does the corn come from? Where does the corn come from then? Why is it called corned beef when it's pork? It's like... Wait. No. Corn? But why is it called corn? Is it? Is it? Why? Oh, hang on. Internet, I'm gonna need you. Why is it called corned beef? The size of the salt crystals used to cure the meat, the size of corn kernels? Is that really why? Is it because of the salt pieces and that are the size of... You named the food because it had had salt the size of corn kernels? Wow, your naming senses are pretty bad. Even I can't name it. Naming stuff is hard. Huh. You know what? I'm not going to question it. The corn kernels are very big. roughly. Yes. I mean, oh, that would be real. I like salt though. I do like me some salt crystals, but even I know there's I have a limit of how big of a salt crystal that I can actually eat. Speaking of which, I'm actually out of salt in my room. I might have to go buy a new salt shaker. Put a pin on that one as well. So many things I have to put a pin on and like figure it out later. But okay, we've actually been talking for almost an hour, so we might. You're the kind of person like that. Yes, I like salt. I know it's bad for me, but I like salt. I like salt. For $5 I would. I would do it regardless. I like salt. Yeah, we've actually been chatting for like almost an hour. It's like 54, almost 55 minutes now. This is why I like chatting on when we play our live. What, you want to actually do our live? Do you want me to actually open our live? I have kind words open. So wait. Do you want to do our live or do you want to do kind words? I have them both technically there, and I did open our live just to check. So which one do you guys want to do today though? Yeah, chatting streams are fun though. Our live? You want to do our live? Alright, we can do our live. We can definitely do our live. But chatting streams are fun though. Obviously there are some people who can't like actually do chatting streams. Because like they run out of things to say, but sometimes it's if you're the type of person who rambles on and on, then chatting streams are like just chatting styles. Definitely very good for you guys. Very good. Okay, hang on. Let me actually do this. I did that so I can. Let's close that one. We'll start getting ready for our live. Well, I'm half like expecting for like everything to just go to break. Running out of things to say can be so far. You went from cough tracks, yeah. No, I had dinner like half an hour before I started streaming. Excuse me. And I never really have a problem when it comes to just chatting streams. Because like I ramble. I ramble and my brain goes through like so many different topics at once. That's why it goes from one topic to immediately go straight to a different one or another one, and it goes every time. Oh, donuts are great. What kind of donuts do you like though? See? Like this, like in me, when I went from talking from a conversation, a topic, I mean like, oh, donuts, what kind of donuts? I particularly like the just the normal glazed donuts from like Krispy Kremes. I don't know why, I really like eating them. I can eat like a dozen of them without any hesitation whatsoever. I can just eat a dozen of them and I'll be 100% happy with that. Did you see me draw my ADA out of my makes me bounce around? Regular glazed ones are great. Glazed ones are delicious, yes. I think I've tried... Which ones have I tried? I tried... Sorry. Like a little bit of ages ago, last year-ish, Krispy Kremes actually had a Pokemon one. They were good. A little plain, but they were good. There were some good Pokemon donuts, yes. But yeah, I like drawing. The thing is, for me, whenever I do drawing streams, I tend to hyper focus on the actual drawing and like the music that's playing. That's why I don't do many drawing streams anymore. Like Sean would know, literally I was drawing my some chibi stuffies in my Discord server, like screen sharing it, and literally everyone would, like, we had people just talking like about topics in the chatting area, and then there's me with my screen shared just drawing, glancing over to see what they're talking about every now and then. It was a situation, but yeah, It was very cute. The chibis were really adorable. The chibis were very adorable. Not the chat. The chat. Yeah, we went through some very interesting topics right there. Like very, very interesting topics. Okay, let me quickly open our life. Don't freeze on me. Don't break on me. Please don't break on me. You can do it. I think I downloaded like the extra stuff as well for our life. I'm pretty sure I did. You're not breaking on me, right? They are good. I wish... Can I change the size of this game? No, I cannot. That's fine. I have our life ready though. Thankfully it didn't crash everything. I'm good. It didn't crash anything. Not that I do have all the DLCs, right? The only thing I don't have is the Cove Wedding one, but I don't think we'll be getting to that point just yet though. But that's okay. But yeah, the chatting, I need to get back to drawing a couple more chibi ones. I might be able to do them tomorrow. Maybe, we'll see. I don't think I'll be doing the Discord sharing thing though. No, I don't think the wedding one is free. Not the DLC one, at the very least. Right? Or is it free? No, it's not. It is? No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. It's like $4.50. The free one was the voiced name expansion though. But okay, I think we went pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna pop over to BRB so I can set up the actual game. And then we can start our life. So I should be back. There we go. Maybe I should make sure the size is good. My throat. I could pop it down a bit more. Please. 見て。動いて。ちょっと。I think it's a bit more down. Listen, game, let me do this. I will do. Alright, let's quickly change our stuff. This is called... I can't spell. Yes. I literally can't spell. Our life beginning. I don't know much about this game. Go through our life. We'll do that. I don't even know what this game is about, in all honesty. It just looked good and it was free, so I was like, you know what? Alright. But we'll grab it. We'll grab it. But it's such a big thingy though. I can't spell. It wasn't even me typing on the title. It was what was that? I was typing the actual game in like the thingy, and I was like, wait, I can't spell. But yeah, so I got the voiced one. Oh, we got another volume check, by the way. How is the volume of this game? Because we are all maxed here, so I'll have to fiddle with it over on OBS. But freaking this is adorable. It's a soft game. I am excited. It just looked so cute. Okay, let's start. Let's start. Welcome to Our Life Beginning and Always tutorial time. There are various ways you can customize and interact with the game. This tutorial is an overview of how certain features work. Don't worry too much about the audio visual of the stream. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it! You can read the full tutorial from the main menu to learn about everything in detail. To start off, the game is divided into 4 time periods called steps. Step 1, childhood. Step 2, adolescence. Step 3, young adulthood. And step 4, adulthood. Our life is further divided into sets of vignettes? Word that takes place during specific periods of time. Those are called moments. Moments can be played in any order or skipped entirely. You move on to the next step whenever you want by selecting that summer is ending. Oh. Steps 1 to 3 includes 5 moments. Each and even more can be unlocked by purchasing DLCs. Some out now and other DLCs will be released later on. Vignette. Hang on, let me move the chat box so I can actually see it too. Vignette. Why is this so big though? I wish I could like change the size. But I don't have my second monitor yet, so I can't do anything yet. Step 4 is an epilogue and doesn't include moments. Ew. A lot happens over the years that go by, especially in regards to the character you play as. You determine nearly everything about the main character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, interests, skills, their relationship with major characters, and so on. You can... Wait, I forgot to... hang on. First, playthrough... No. Spoilers. Spelling. Could I spell? Spoilers. There we go. You can decide to change the details as time goes on, with a few exceptions. Your last name, skin tone, and eye color can't be altered once set. Much of the MC's basic traits are determined on a character creation screen. As the MC grows up, more options become available on the screen. Oh! As mentioned, one of the decisions you'll get to make for your character is selecting a name. You can type in any name you like, or you can pick a preset name. Preset options are called voice names because the names will be voiced aloud by the romantic lead. You'll get to hear him say your name as you play through the story. I see, Sean. I know you can't spell. Spelling is tough, you know. Only the default name Jamie is included in the base game. Hundreds more can be added by getting a free voice name expansion DLC, which we did, which I did get it. I played this game backwards and forwards with multiple playthroughs. Oh, I see. That's why you're so excited. Let me take a sip. This is very cute though, this kind of like overall thing. A full collection of names is separated out as a DLC because of how large it is. If you're not interested in that feature, you don't need to get it. Each name in the DLC belongs to or was selected by someone who supported this project. On the character creation screen, there's a cute doll you can decorate to get an idea of what your MC looks like with the different traits put together. Ooh! Not all things you decide about the MC appear on the doll. The script referencing what you decided for the MC is the main way those decisions influence the game. This game really speaks to me. I'm super excited. Gosh darn it. Our Life has a first-person perspective, so your character doesn't appear next to other character sprites. You only see the MC as the decorative doll and in special cut-in CG images. The cut-in CGs only appear if certain choices are made. It's possible not to see any during a playthrough. There's also a second type of special MC-based screen, the interest comfort screen. Unless you get DLCs, the game has one love interest, Cove Holden. He grows up with the MC, and the interest comfort screen is crucial for determining how that plays out. Interest levels set how much you like him. There are 4 levels: disinterest, fond, crush, and love. Love is only available starting in step 3, and if you were fond if you were at fond or crush in step 2. Comfort determines how you generally react, think when it comes to him. There are 3 levels: nervous, relaxed, direct. Ooh. Your interest level and comfort will set the type of dynamic your character has with the love interest. What you did in the past will influence the present, and feelings can change over time. You get to pick your interest comfort near the beginning of every step. Comfort can switch between the 3 levels as you please. Your interest level can only stay the same or increase. At your current level of interest will become the new lowest opinion on the screen in the future. For example, if you decided to be fond in step 1, this interest will not be available on the screen in step 2 and 3, which will make fond the bottom level option for your relationship. Interest levels has an impact when it comes to physically interacting with Cove. While growing up, things are rather simple. If you get along with one another and have a close relationship, you can choose to touch... Pardon? You can choose to touch him? You can choose to touch him, and Cove will occasionally interact with the MC in light-hearted or comforting... Touch him? Pardon me? Pardon me? Phrasing? Phrasing? Phrasing would be good. But starting in step 3, touching can be more romantic or suggestive if you're at crush or love. I haven't even like properly looked at what Cove looked like, huh? To make sure things go nicely with that, there will be an extra choice to determine initiative level and a bonus mini tutorial that goes along with the choice to explain the feature in more detail. Basically, even if you decide you like Cove, the game won't force you to act on those feelings. Alright, that's good, that's nice. You can always choose not to get together with him, choose not to accept or give romantic gestures, etc. If you do decide to date Cove, though, you can't break up with him later. Interest comfort gets the basics down, but it's the choices that appear throughout the normal game events that decide what actually happens between the MC and Cove. And it isn't only the MC who is impacted by your choices. Cove grows and changes over the years. How he's treated and what he experiences helps shape who he becomes. In step 2 and step 3, Cove's personality, appearance, and interest will vary based on what happened in the previous step. Okay. It's something of a mystery exactly how your decision ends up changing him. You can try to guess as you go along. Or if you prefer, you can also just design your own ideal Cove directly using the Cove Creator option that pops up at the beginning of step 2. Oh, step 2 and 3. Imagine not being able to break up with someone once you're... that's kind of scary. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if Cove is worth dating, though. Because we know nothing about Cove right now, except for Renessa. Or Renessa gotta stay hush, hush, hush. Making the choices you want is always more important than making a choice because you feel like you have to in order to get a certain result. That's good. That's good. Yeah. When a choice does appear, you usually will see that hovering the cursor over an option shows a certain color, yellow, blue, or green. I don't even know anything about Cove, but I do know that I want to touch him. Why did they word it as touch him? The colors aren't related to specific points or effects. They're only there to give a bit of insight on the tone emotion of the choice, since text alone can potentially be read in more than one way. Nice. Alright. Blue tends to be casual, straightforward, yellow more emotive, reactive, and green less certain or uncommitted. Oh. Though there are hundreds of options in our life and not every choice menu falls in line with that pattern. Picking just one color every time doesn't give a gameplay benefit. Only stick to a certain type if that's what you happen to like, otherwise switch between them freely. Always pick yellow, never pick yellow, pursue romance right from the start, never romance the love interest, be disagreeable, or amiable. None of them will lead to a bad ending. Is there bad endings in this game? You're welcome to enjoy the events and shape the story without reservation. And then, if you like, you can play again to try something new. There are only ever more good content to discover. You're only one. We hope you have a nice time with our life. Thank you for playing. Should I rename this Let's Touch Cove? Oh! She. Oh. I'm not gonna say it. Alright. So I'm peachy. Go with oval. Let's go through our life and touch go. Well, I'll put a pin on that. We'll see. First, we gotta go see what Cove looks like and how he is, and then we'll decide to add that to the title or not. Eye shape. Ooh. Hey, cat eyes. Let's base this off of me. I have red eyes. Kind of. I have more like... The colors are so nice though. Jamie Lass, I know. Jamie Lass is an amazing game, you say. It's an amazing name. Yes, that is indeed my full name. My name is actually Jamie. Ooh. All these hairs are just so cute. I keep having to stare at myself like, how do I look again? Wow, there's a lot of hair. Oh. Oh, they're both nice. I'm a visual novel protagonist, yes. Darn it. I like this one because it's got little cat ear-like thingies. I'm gonna keep them. Okay, wait, Our back. Oh, wait. Wait, this is actually nice. I like this. Wait, what's the other one? We did this. We've got cat ears on the side of our head. Yes, that would be great. All right, now my hair color. I don't think they have my one. We'll just go with this. Yes. All right. What are the voice names though?
Jamie.
They've got a lot. Abby. Should we do this as Abby? Oh, there's so many. There are a lot of names. Eden. I'm okay. They don't have anything close to me. Ooh, actually, all these names are really nice though. I especially like Yvette. Yvette's a nice name. Ray? Oh, Skylar's a nice name too. No. They were, yeah. I think they were like people who helped with the name. Yeah, but have it. So, should we do this as you? Stop it. You and then Ari? Let's do this as you and Ari. We'll do this with our normal protagonist name. I look adorable. Change page. Oh. Birthmarks? Scars? Rosy cheeks? Freckles? Medium? And tiny. Oh, glasses! Oh wait, these are really cute. But you are not have I don't have glasses on you are, but I've got glasses. But you shall do this as you are. I'm sad that they don't actually show hands. I do. I'm currently wearing glasses. My model doesn't have glasses though, but it did have glasses before. But yes, I do wear glasses. My glasses are kind of like these ones. Yeah, my glasses are like these. But we will not be doing glasses. What do you mean? Wait, we get birthmark? We can do... Ooh. Oh! I have scars on my arms. Kind of rectangular? Ooh, I see. Which they should is, I like shirts and pants. I also like bracelets and hats. There. I have reading glasses, but I don't use them. I see. We'll go with this. Yes. Bracelets and hats. Yeah? Yeah, we're good with this. We are you, Ari. Now what? Done. Alright. Oh, I got achievement. You can't see it. Your life, it's let's start. We'll start. 3 days of like you say was finally relieved. Oh my god, Taiji. Got a problem. We are a visual novel character now. Summer in Sunset Bird was a special time of year. Your usually sleepy town began to bustle. Time to go to... Well, no, we can't yet. We have to see what code looks like before we decide to touch. Still can't believe that was a part of the tutorial. It was a popular tourist destination with people coming from all over to enjoy the beach, the weather, and the relaxation that came with both. The smell of the ocean, crisp and salty, hung in the air, bringing 3 whole months of school less vacation with it. Yeah. During the summer, your mums? Plural? We got 2 moms? Your mums didn't like you to wander too far outside your neighborhood, so you knew the area pretty well. That included the people. Families came and went from Sunset Bird, but they mostly stayed and did what your mum called putting down roots. We got moms! We got 2 moms! They built businesses, they got to know each other, and they definitely said hello to the nice young kids who waved when passing their stores. Huh. Seems like kind people here. Going for a walk around town mostly meant that the familiar, friendly residents waved, or asked how your family was, or most often just said hello. Oh! First choice. Oh, there's the colors. So green was uncertain, yellow was more feelings, and I think blue was straightforward. You didn't really get why they always said hi. They saw you every day, but you nodded back at them anyways. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different people, since most of the tourists that came and went every summer were the same ones. You were too anxious to say hi back most of the other residents that greeted you, but they all knew you too well enough to expect that. Ooh. I wonder which one's mom 1, which one's mom 2. Which one's mom and which one's mama? Maybe it's mom 1 and mom 8? I'm not sure. I tried sleeping throughout the... But... Oh. Look at mommy! Okay. Alright. So, I will go through this as how I would react to this. And then, I might do a playthrough where you guys actually choose the choices. That'll be fun. So for this playthrough, it would just be how I would react to these kind of situations. But yeah, next time though, if we finish, whenever we do like start a new one, it'll be how you guys would react to this. All right? You're gonna like yellow, say hi to everybody. Going up, kind of being, yep. All right. It's time for you to be a protagonist. My answer? I'm too anxious. Hang on. If it is people that I know, how would I react to people? I'd probably say hi back. But I would say hi back, but I wouldn't continue a conversation. You ended up saying hi to a lot of different... I would say hi. I would probably say hi. If they called out to me, I would say hi. Not nod, because nodding is rude. But I... Well, darn it. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I'd nod back to them. I don't know why they say hi, but I would nod back. Like, yes. Alright, hi, hello. Nodding isn't rude, no. But nodding is also very awkward. I'm already stumped because I would do all 3 of these dependent on who the person was. I'm stumped. What the heck? I've only started the game. Help me. I'm already stumped. I would... If it's... Hang on. Let me look at the log. What was the log? Met familiar, friendly residents. Familiar, friendly residents, familiar people saying hi. Yes, I would go up. I would say hi back, but that's it. Don't expect me to go, darn it. Familiar, friendly faces, I would say hi. Yes, I would say hi. Yes, we'll go with that one. You enjoyed learning all about about where they were visiting from and hoped to visit those places one day too. But today, there was a man sitting on the curb outside your house. Stranger? He was sitting with his hands in his head. Heads in his hands. His whole body slumped over, and you wondered if he was even a real person or a statue that had magically sprung up from the ground overnight. Whoever or whatever he was, you had never seen him before. Very big stranger danger here. I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea for you to be anywhere near this person, you. One thing about knowing everyone in Sunset Bird was that people who you didn't recognize really, really stood out. It was rare for tourists to venture into the residential district, as your moms call it. I don't like to think of the people as strangers. I like to think of as potential future friends. That's like a Jean arc thingy. Strangers are just friends that you haven't met yet. Strangers safety. I'll probably go if it's someone who you don't know in the residential district. I'd be a bit cautious. So for you not knowing who a total stranger was set off a lot of red flags. Your mom's had a talk with you and your big we got a big sissy. We got a big sister Lizzie about this kind of situation before. All right. You hadn't exactly been listening the other time. You think it'd be okay to talk to a few new people? That's it. They mentioned that some people aren't good to talk to, but other types of people can help you even if you don't know them. True. Do you remember that it's okay to run away if you feel uncomfortable? You don't have to worry about being polite then. If it's a stranger danger situation. My god, you guys would be immediately going like, hi! Like, hello, you'd be immediately going there. I would... Some people aren't good to talk, but it's a stranger danger in a freaking residential area. Literally, Mom says that it's... Well, Mom called it the residential district, but, I'm kidding. I know, I stayed with Mama. Oh, you guys okay? If that's your choice, oh, you mean like Sean's van? Sean's van is a thing. All right, let me change this. We'll go with URVN protag. There. For the time being, because we have yet to meet code, this shall be it. Yes. You have a van in the freaking like Minecraft server. I actually used to have a white minivan. Was it? I see. For me, I'm a run. It's okay not to be polite against someone you don't know. You weren't sure about this man yet. Darn. Oh, there's still more. Still, you felt a bit scared knowing that he was blocking you the way to your front door. Wait a minute, he's in our front door? On the curb outside our house. Stranger danger, please? 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 But you were pretty interested. You wanted to know more about what's going on. Whether he was nice or not, you didn't want to be bothered. Guys. Is my mom's the only thing I remember was it got the 300 miles on... Oh. Huh. I will feel a bit scared that he's blocking the way to my freaking front door. That's what. He's in front of my door. I'll be scared. You slowed down, your mind racing for ideas on how to get past him unseen, but it was too late to escape. Oh dear God. There was a split second where your eyes met and you took a shaky breath, your eyes darting to the sky, pretending to stare at a bird who was hovering nearby. Oh dear. Hey! His voice startled you and made you jump, but you still didn't look at him. Oh dude, this scene in the van reminded me of some drunk homeless dude following me. Oh dear lord, that's terrifying. The bird landed on top of a nearby gatepost and its black feathers ruffled against the gentle breeze. Birdie! Trying to keep your eyes on it was tough, especially when the man stood up and started to make his way towards you. Stranger danger! Stranger danger! Just came to say hi and break and finish the rest of the movie. Well, have fun at work, Neptune. Thanks for stopping by, even if it is just for a lurking. Not wanting to be seen as too approachable, you folded your arms and stared. Still unsure about him, but willing to be friendly, you offered the stranger a smile. Your whole body froze in place as he approached. Fear. If someone's approaching me like that, no, my whole body would freeze in place. You know what they say, talk to all strangers, shake their hands. Nah, kid me? I was a coward. He talks! Huh? Deliver around, huh? Yeah, he's not bad looking at all. Why were you slumped in front of my mom's house? He kinda cute. But again, no, we're kids. We're still kids. We're step one. We're kids. But why were you in front of my house? I would like to know this. Why are you in front of my house? Do you live around here? What's your name? You look at the man up and down, taking his tan skin, relaxed appearance. At least his clothes were relaxed. The way he was acting wasn't. I'm happy with my mom and mama. He has sharks on his shorts. He does. And a stingray tattoo, and you wondered if he was obsessed with the ocean. He's probably a surfer. Is he lost? While you made your assessment, he looked at you expectantly, waiting for an answer to his question. I live here. Oh, darn it. Wait. I will never give my name out for anyone. I remember driving a white van once. I started a... Do you want to know, Sean? They're right there. I would never say this. I would never give my name out to anyone. So what was the question, though? Do you live around here? What's your name? I live here, yes. Yes, I live here. It is a residential area. I live here. That's great. He looked happy to hear it, giving you a broad smile. Wait, he reached into his pocket and pulled out a clean $20 bill. It crinkled in his hand as he held it to you. Even more confused than before, you looked back at him. Well... Could you do me a favor? No? Nothing bad. Sorry, I should have... Let me start again. He cleared his throat and stood up straighter. I want $20, but I'm also very cautious about someone giving me $20. We're a kid in step one. For context, have known you over 10 months now, and I think nobody knows my name here. From where you were standing, it made him look creepier. I have a son, his name's Cove, he's about your age. Hey, it's Cove! Cove, that seems like a strange name for an actual living person to you. You tuned the inside, this guy was obsessed with water. Oh yeah, this guy's obsessed with water. It is a little odd, but this, I think, yeah, you're obsessed with water, dude. He wasn't the only person that liked that in Sunset Bird. Cove's dad, we moved in across the street. See, what were you doing in front of my house? He gestured towards a house that had been empty for a year, his watch catching the late afternoon sunlight and reflecting off the walls. I guess he's got a good... Oh, the Saban. I suppose he's got a watch. The sign cell was finally gone. You must be Ari, right? I met your moms early and they told me you were 8, just like him. So stop being creepy. Stop it. You might look handsome, like you're being creepy. He shook the $20 bill to bring it back to your attention, a hopeful smile tilting his lips at the corners. Can you repeat? Clocko, we're 8. We are 8 years old. We are... at least, yeah, we're 8. You guys good? This is our first character that we freaking made. What are you gonna do, bribe me to be friend your son? I must to befriend your son, understood. Can you try to be friends with the boy? Give it a chance, and you can keep this. He's a good kid. You'll like him. But you've got to keep it a secret too, okay? It wouldn't be friendly to say his dad sent you. They never implied anything weird. We're tiny. Dude, I demand you kind of feel sorry for Cove and did... Taiji, you did not read the tutorial thingy. You did not read the tutorial thingy. At all, Taiji. You did not read the tutorial thingy. I kind of feel sorry for Cove. What the heck? I feel sorry for Cove in this situation. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends. You knew that. What do you say? Want to make a deal? I don't want the money. I will befriend a kid without the need of money. I would take the bill, but no, I don't want the money. I don't want the money. If I would, I would befriend someone without the need of money. Yes. I don't want the money. No, thank you. Sorry. You're deflated enough to notice, but not completely. Are you sure? Wait. Put this up. I'm the kind of guy who wouldn't take the money. I wouldn't take the money. I would befriend someone without the need of money. Even if it's 20 bucks. Listen, I could just ask mum, or mummy for these kind of things, I hope. Are you sure? It won't be so bad. Even if it's just for the summer, that'll be enough. Not only made this sound more strange to you, why does it lasting for the summer matter? That's true. I haven't decided whether or not to marry Cove. We have yet to meet Cove, okay? When it was clear his initial strategy wasn't going to fly, he tucked the bill back into the back pocket and changed his request. Go on. I get it. You don't have to. Would you be more comfortable with he and I coming by for a more visit? No money involved. Better, because I'll have my parents with me. Yeah, I want to meet him. Okay, you do that, I guess. You'll have to ask my moms. You'd have to ask my moms. You're gonna marry the $20. You're gonna have to ask my mums about this. His mouth got bigger again. His eyes crinkled. You talked to my mums, didn't ya? His eyes crinkled at the sides. Of course, they invited us over earlier, but I'd like to ask you too. Yeah, you can touch the 12. You can not touch the 20. You can touch the $20. Then I guess you can. I'll bring him by tomorrow. I wanted him to meet and greet with the neighbors today, but... Well, I don't know where he's gone off to. Oh. You lost your kid. You lost your kid! He laughed when he said that, but with the way his face looked, you thought he actually wanted to cry. I see. I like to marry the home button on the layout. I see. For the first time in 3 years, I actually have cash on me. I haven't have 20. I don't have cash on me. I only have like money in my card. If you see him, can you tell him to come home? He's got a pink cast and glasses. You can't miss him. Oh. Sure, yeah. Sure. This definitely wasn't the normal way kids made friends, and you knew that, but you're still going to help. The man smiled and reached out to pat you. Oh. Good, you didn't touch my head. Thank you. Reached out to pat you on the head, paused before doing so. Then pulled his hand away instead. Thank you. Thank you, Cove's dad. What's your actual name, though? I don't normally carry cash on me, but I got stuff from friends. Although because I paid me. Oh! Yeah, tell him, wait, you got money, Coco? You got money? Your mums are already checking around for me. Such a thoughtful group you are. Now I better go look too. Can't put everyone else to work while I keep sitting here. Oh wait, was that why he was sitting there with his head in his hands? Ah, maybe they were one band was only money for a month. Oh, sad. Clifford like the dog. I love Clifford the dog. It was a great book. I thought he might come back, and that's not what's important. I have to go. Thanks again, you, so much. You're getting okay in my books. You're getting an okay in my books, said Cove's dad. He jogged off down the street without another word. I wouldn't tell Buns. You decided to check the hills behind your house. Ah, Cove. Ooh! Step 1, first sight. Pretty! The chirping of crickets in the tall grass greeted you, quiet and familiar. From the top of the hill, you can see the ocean. As you walked, you listened to the crash of the waves on the shore and the seagulls squawking as they settled down for the night. This is so pretty. You always loved the ocean. It was so much fun. You loved to hear stories about the sea, about the merfolk, the sea serpents you imagined living far beneath the waves. You didn't enjoy it, especially the sand, which got everywhere. I don't like the ocean because I'm scared of the ocean. But it's not that I like being at the ocean. I like being at the beach, just sitting there, just watching. But yeah, stories seem fun. We'll go with that. Sometimes you almost convince yourself you had seen the flash of a shiny mermaid's tail in the distance. I'm okay with the beach. The beach hasn't done anything, really. I just don't like the water. If this was like about the ocean, then I don't like the ocean overall. I don't even swim. I'm just on the sand building sandcastles with my cousins. You took in a deep breath. You wanted to try to relax and couldn't. I swear, Uari of the Uari channel swear not to tell Bunny Nate about your spending. I swear on my scarf and my ring. I swear. You weren't sure what, but something told you that you weren't alone, so you glanced around. Oh! Oh yeah. Oh dang, his eyes are really nice. There was a boy sitting on the top of one hill, almost completely hidden, with the long grass and white flowers surrounding him. That's Cove. His head was buried in his knees, staring ahead by himself. For whatever reason, probably just that he wasn't paying attention, he hadn't noticed yet. You watched him a minute longer, feeling a little bit like you found a deer in the wild. His hair color is really nice too. It might not be, that's true. No, he's got the pink cast. I'm pretty sure Cove's dad mentioned the cast. Yeah, pink cast and glasses. That has to be Cove. That has to be Cove. A deer in the wild. Although deer didn't have... Oh, green hair, wavy brow. He do got them wavy brows. Huge glasses, pink cast, frowns. Huh. I don't trust anyone whose name starts with a C. I see. What would deer not have? I mean, your hair. Oh, thank you for the resub, Taiji. For 7 months, nice. Yeah, for some reason we can't hear the alert noise. And I don't know why. I don't know why. It works, and I can hear it on the other one. You technically didn't come from your wallet, Taiji. Technically, it didn't come from your wallet. Hang on, I'm gonna quickly redo the alerts of thingy. There we go. Pink cast is probably the first thing I see. Pink cast. But this new boy did. You wondered how he got it. After a few more seconds, he took a step forward, then another. And then he glanced your way. Oh, his eyes are so pretty. Yeah, all the subs before were of Taiji's wallet, yeah. His aquamarine eyes reflected the light of the moon. You stopped, raising a hand to acknowledge him and showed you weren't scary. Hi, Space Cadet. Are you lost? Hi. With a start, he jumped to his feet, his hands balling into fists at his side. Oh, he is adorable. He is adorable. He didn't say anything, just stared at you in a strange way. The art is so nice though, but his eyes. I like them eyes. He'd been crying. There are traces of tears on his cheeks and his knees soaking the hems of his shorts, and his eyes were still shining with a few more. They have really nice eyes. I really like his eyes. I like eye color. Eye color is just very pretty. Let me move this over here. Just very pretty eyes. Oh, just very pretty eyes. It obviously caught him off guard. Are you not cold? You're just wearing a freaking tank top. And shorts? Was it shorts? Yeah, shorts. Aren't you cold? His pink cast seems to glow in the twilight, though when he caught you staring at it, he hid his arm behind his back. Something the man earlier had said stuck out to you. Cove? Ah, he's got them wavy eyebrows. Eyes wide, he studied you. Oh wait, he's cute. How'd you know that? I met your dad. I'm all knowing, lucky guess. I met your dad. Oh, his voice is cute. So, is this your hill? He gestured his uninjured arm to the patch of grass surrounding you, his face falling at the prospect. Nah. I can leave if it is. Why are you so cute? I would give you so many head pats. Yep, you can't own a hill. Nah, you can't own a hill. Why not? No, we're going by how I would react, so no. No, I'd say no. I'd use that on me. How could you? How could you? You just do. I had a hill back home. Were you rich? Is that why your dad was giving me $20? Cove, is your dad rich? Is that where the money came from? Well, this hill isn't mine. Oh. He sat back down with a thump, resting his chin on his knees again. I do say I know to everything. Because I do know everything. Move this there. Yeah. Curious about the strange new boy with the odd dad, you sat on the patch of grass next to him. He is very cute. I really like his hair. And his eyes, it's such a nice color. The pure white flowers that covered this hill rocked back and forth gently as the stars twinkled above. The way they dotted the sky made them seem like flowers too. I do. My knowledge goes everywhere. I mean, you always said that you... Yeah, I know everything. The night wind was cool as it traveled over the ocean and up the hill, chasing away the heat from the afternoon sun. He does very much look like Byleth when they come out after Gerald's death. They really have that same hair color and eye color. Well, it's dark, so we'll have to wait until they actually get out from the dark. Why'd your family move? A quiet hiccup escaped Cove as soon as you asked the question. Oh no, I'm sorry! I'm sorry! Almost like they never stopped, his tears started up again with a vengeance. My parents, they separate. They didn't want to live together with me anymore. Your dad's right here. The tears fell fast and heavy over his flushed cheeks, sticking to his dark lashes. My mum made my dad... What? my mom made my dad leave and he took me with him, and now we have a house here and I want to go home. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Cove. Wait, I'm sorry. The outburst took you off guard. By the time he was done wailing, Cove's chest was heaving with exhaustion. I'm sorry. He sniffled and removed his glasses, wiping at his eyes with the back of his hand before he put them back on again. Yeah, crying in glasses is so hard. It's annoying. I was asking a question. I hate this place. I want my real life back. Is this why your dad tried to bribe me into being friends? For what? Wait, why for the summer though? Are you guys moving after the summer's over? I want my mom. Stop crying. I'm sorry, your dad seems kinda nice. You'll like it here. You just have to get used to it. Stop crying. Stop crying. Shoot, this is a, stop crying. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He slipped his hands under his glasses and pressed his fingers against his eyelids. Cove wound himself up again for another long crying fit. He also... I am the type that would wear a lot of black during summer, yeah. You felt bad for him being forced to come here with no choice. You gotta imagine what it would feel like to live with only one of your mums, but it must be pretty hard. But from way off in the distance, you heard your parents. You? Mommy! Cove! Kids, where'd you go? Mama! Cove looked at you, tears still clinging onto his cheeks. You wanna hide? Don't tell them we're here.
I wanna go home.
Oh, I don't want to go back to that house. I want to go home. Normal people wear tank tops in summer. I see. You can handle it. You have to go. Don't worry so much. Sorry, I have to. It'll be okay. Okay. So, well, your dad looks very worried about you, though, Cove. It'll be okay. Your dad was worried about you. It'll be okay. You were struck by a sudden need to reassure Cove. Like, I wish I was a teacher in the Kansas Witness. You guys are crazy. It's not going to be all fun, but isn't he your family too? Yeah, I guess. Then you can count on him to when you really, really need him. You showed him a grin and pushed yourself to your feet. I wonder if we were adopted by Mum and Mommy, or which parent is our real parent and they got it, and we don't have a father or something. Slowly, Cove stood up with you, still looking a little reluctant. His dad's voice rang out again. Cove, can you hear me? It is dark. We should probably get back. He looked towards the sound of his dad's voice, silent, then turned away, rubbing his not bandaged arm. Cold as magic. Meow. Sorry, I still don't want to go. Cove! You call out yourself, you silently wait with him, try to convince him. I would... 2 months can make a child you don't know that. I see. I'll wait silently with you. Yeah, I get it. You do? That looked like, are you sure? Do you really? I don't know. Before you can answer, you hear Cove's dad even closer than before. There you are, bud. Uh-oh. Oh, they do have the same eye color, but Cove's eyes is a lot lighter. The trio of parents appeared over the curve of a hill. Instantly, all their eyes landed on you and they rushed over. Oh my god, wait, Mama! Wait, that's so pretty! Oh, dang! My parents are beautiful! Wow! look beautiful. Oh my gosh. I am proud to be their daughter. I think we're blood related with this one though. Oh, but they look so beautiful. Look at your eyes. Taiji? Taiji? Not mother, not mom and mama? Taiji, no. Both your moms were at your side in a split second. Face is filled with worry. You're here after all. Which one's which? We had been at the park to check for Cove and then heard what happened earlier when you met the new neighbor. I thought you might have gone off further away. You can't date moms. Just you can't. Mom has glasses. Oh, and this is mommy? No. They're so pretty. Adorable. Now we're just sitting in the grass. Why is everyone acting like this is such a big thing? We're okay, don't worry. Cove just didn't want to go home yet. We're okay. We're okay. I don't want to tell them why Cove was here, cause that's Cove's thing, and if Cove wants to talk about it, then Cove will. So we're okay. Don't worry. Oh, Mummy's voice is so nice. Thank God you're both fine. But you two having fun out here? Ah, that's so cute, Mama. Oh no, that day Taiji became Taiji. You look over at Cove, who was wiggling against his dad's tight hug and pushing at his arms. You shrug. Yeah, I like him. He's good. I think I'm gonna marry. You. What was the question? Were you guys having fun out here? I shrug. I don't know. Gee, this is very straightforward. I'm gonna shrug. I don't know. You didn't think that was the right word to describe it, but weren't sure what else to say to your moms. Oh, he's so tall, he's so tiny. Finally, letting go of his squirming, scowling son, Cove's dad turned to the three of you. Thanks very much for finding him. I really don't know this neighborhood. Good thing you knows this whole area so much. Absolutely. We should be getting home now. It's been a long day for us. Say goodbye, Cove. Bye. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was gonna go to config. Put this down a bit so you can actually hear the voice, and then I'll up it on OBS's end. There we go. Bye, Cove. The two of them walked off into the distance. Darkness. Heading towards the neighborhood, you watch Cove's bright pink castle until it disappeared. Tell you what. We'll have a proper play date tomorrow, okay? Mom, you're so pretty! Your new friend's dad wanted to bring him by to see you and Lizzie. Right. I have a sister. An older sister. I wonder what Lizzie looks like. If we're 8, how old do you think? I wonder how old Lizzie is. How's that sound? It sounds like words. It sounds... Taiji, stop hitting on my moms! Stop hitting on my moms, Taiji! I wouldn't show my stuff. Sounds like words. I'm gonna nod, like, okay, yeah, I guess. Both your moms laughed, the sound overlapping into a warm, familiar chorus. Oh, they're so cute! Moms! Oh, they're so cute. Mommy put her arm around your shoulder and led you towards the path. Satisfied and more than a little ready to go to bed after your long, exciting day, you follow them home. Hey, Meowrix! It's been a while! Hi! Sounds like words. I don't even know what that means. Oh! Choose your feelings towards Cove. This is how you start feeling... how you feel towards Cove in this first step. It can change in the later steps. My feelings for Cove. I'm at this point. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent. I'm going to say that I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent to Cove, and I'm pretty relaxed. Yeah. Wow. Oh wow. No. I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent towards Cove at this point. Because we literally just met. I'm not gonna have a crush with a kid who's already just piling all of his, like, I don't know. Could you stop trying to date my moms? Taiji, could you not date my moms, please? I would. Yes. Mums deserves all this. But yes, I'm very just relaxed when it comes to Cove, and I'm pretty indifferent at this point. Let's also save here. But I'm pretty indifferent. Yep. Mommy is adorable. Mommy is very adorable. In childish indifference. Yeah, we literally just met. Early the next morning, you were poking at your food, eating it slowly. I like our house. Dang. Your sister Lizzie had to run out earlier to go play, but you'd stayed put. Today, just like your moms had promised, Cove was coming over to hang out. Mom? Oh my god, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. Excited to see a new friend again, you? No, we're not even friends, Mom. Maybe we can be friends. Yeah, maybe we can be friends.
Okay.
With that said, are you done with your breakfast? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, am I? Your bowl was entirely empty, so you're not. Yeah. Yeah. This is an attitude, yeah. Like, yep. Good job. He'll be here soon. You clean up begun, and then on cue, there was a knock. It was hesitant, like a person wasn't sure they were at the right place. Still loud, though. I mean, there's glass about Mom. Mommy's eyes are so pretty. I love her eyes. She's so pretty. We need to get a more obvious doorbell. I know. They're so cute. Can you get it? Because Mom said so, you wandered over to the door. Yo. Hey, Ari family. Thanks for having us. Mr. Holden. Oh. As your mums have called him, and his son were here. Cove looked different in the bright lighting of your living room and when he wasn't crying. His hair is a very bright green. Like, super bright green. Could you also have your mom's, excuse me, everyone's wearing the exact same outfit from yesterday. There is something called the washing machine, Taiji. Excuse me. With his dad standing in front of him and mommy behind you, you and Cove looked at each other. You studied Cove apathetically. This was the parents' plan, you're not yours. Not seemingly any more excited than you were, he just stared back. You twisted the threaded bracelet of your wrist, you twisted the crystal... Oh, wait, this is our bracelet we got. Crystal bead bracelet, flower bead, or shell bracelet. I wouldn't have a shell one. Crystal one, maybe. What kind of bracelet would I have? A threaded one. I would have more of a threaded one, I think. What do they wear when they use the washing machine? The day you wear so you can wash them the next day. There's something called the dryer, Taiji. The dryer exists, you know. I would have a threaded... No, flower bead bracelet. Oh. We'll go with the crystal. I do like crystals. I like shiny things. Crystal bead. Do you want to go play in your room, you? Sure. Come on, it's upstairs.
Okay.
Okay. I wonder who voices them.
Take care.
Oh, Mama. Mommy's so cute. Mommy. Let us know if you need anything, you two. Have fun, kids.
See you.
See you later, son. Play nice. Where is Lizzie, sis? Oh. Oh, dang. My room is adorable. Is that my bed? Oh, my God. Oh, I'm an artist. Oh, I like this room. You lead into your room, puffing out your chest a little bit at the sight of your treasures. There are a lot of stuffed animals, a cool bed, a window to look out. It was a great room. You hadn't had anyone to show it to in a while, but you were really proud of it. He leaned in a little closer to one of the drawings on the wall. I like this. I drew that. I would say that I drew that. But yes, I drew that. Cool. You smiled at him. You were proud of that particular piece of art, and you were glad he noticed it. He turned to look around the room a little more, studying the books on your desk, the pictures on the walls. You started feeling a little nervous. You felt the atmosphere was kind of awkward. You were glad for the company. You hoped you liked. You hoped he liked your room. He's studying my room, but I hope you like it. You're gonna be in here, I guess. I hope you like it. You had put a lot of effort into making your room as nice as it was. You hoped he didn't say anything bad about it. Then his eyes landed on the tiny box of beach things you'd collected tucked away by your door. He took a step towards it before hesitating and pointing at it instead. What's that? I don't know what the box is. A hoard of stuff I found on the beach. We are a hoarder.
Oh.
Do you have any driftwood in there? Dragging the box into the middle of the room, you and Cove flopped down next to it. What do we got? I think so. Yeah, see? Yeah, see? You gestured to a piece at the bottom, still covered in specks of sand. Neat. This is a good collection. It's called a hoard. Thank you very much. It's not a collection, Cove. It is a hoard. Get it right. Can we leave this kid and hang out with Mom and Mommy? It's a free game, Taiji. I mean, if you wanna, you can just go get the game. You got the sense from the tone of his voice that he wasn't just saying it to be nice or to be like, Silo? Silo, he actually meant it. Who's Silo? Oh, right. I almost forgot. Silo is gonna be here today. Silo? Lizzie's friend. Or like her #1 fan, I guess. But don't worry, we'll have time to spend with Mommy and Mom. We do! Oh, we get to spend time with our moms, yay. Do I have to see him? It should be okay. I mean, he's Lizzie's friend, not mine, but, you know. Come on, check out my shell some more. I found this one under a big piece of seaweed that had washed ashore, and you pull out seashell after seashell, explaining where you'd gotten each one and holding it up against the light. Oh, there were big ones, small ones, pink, purple, and orange. My god, this kid is me. I would like collect so many random stuff and be like very proud to showcase it. Like, look at this, look at that, look at this. Most of them you washed off in this bathroom sink when you brought them home, cleaning off the sand. Over the past few years, you even learned some of their scientific names. The collection was so huge and varied that you had lots of funny stories to tell about them. Your voice faltered a bit, but you kept going as best as you could. If it's my collection, I will have stories to say about them. Apparently fascinated either by the stories or by the shells themselves, Cove listened with what looked like the full force of his attention. Oh my Cove, you're getting cute. Like when you almost got pinched by a hermit crab while searching for shells, and after watching him scuttle back into the ocean, you found another empty shell that was almost a twin to his home. It was a new experience to be the center of such dedicated focus, even if it was only directed at the shells. Kids, come down to the living room. Mommy! You could tell the idea was making him unhappy, but Mommy wasn't giving you a chance to hang around. Cove hadn't been like this meeting you. You guess it was because he thinks you found each other by accident, not that a parent made it happen. Mr. Holden must be right that telling Cove his dad was part of that would be a bad idea. Before you knew it, you'd both been escorted downstairs and I can't read today, and deposited in the living room, ready for Silo's visit. The two of you sat side by side on the floor of your home's entryway. I brought the box of shells. I want to keep looking at them. Okay, but be careful. I will. You weren't sure if you could trust someone else with your treasures yet, so you stayed next to him while he opened the lid and peered inside. Cove reached in and pulled out a big orange shell. Oh. Like he hadn't spoken aloud yet, he turned to you and held it up, his eyes shining. I think this one is the best of all. You can take it. Yeah, you can. I have a lot of things. You can take it. Cove looked at you surprised, his eyes going wide. Yeah, you can take it. I have a lot of shells. Really? Sure, you like it a lot, right? But I don't want to take it from you. It's okay. You got the impression he was hesitant to accept something because he didn't know you very well. You insist. I'm insisting. You can take it. No, it's okay for you. You pushed the shell against Cove's chest, willing him to receive the present, but Cove firmly shook his head and kept his arms tightly at his sides. Darn it! But that face is so cute! But darn it! It was a battle you couldn't win, at least not today. Cove is your neighbor now. Maybe you could give it to him another time. Understood. The two of you were still sitting on the floor looking through your collection of beach findings when the doorbell finally rang. Cove jumped, startled by the sound. Since the person hadn't knocked, he figured it was probably Silo. He knew where to look for that. Lizzie's friend? You nod, but that didn't seem to make Cove feel better. It was already obvious that Cove didn't hide his feelings well. You could tell what he was thinking right away. This isn't a good idea. You'll be alright, he's here. We can't tell him to leave. He's at our only door, and if you go upstairs, he'll find you. Cove glanced around the room, his eyes wide, and finally paused with his gaze locked onto the back of the house. I can go out the window. He was already walking towards a Cove. Scrambling to think of what to say, he stepped forward, then paused. Oh, there's a lot of text here. Do you want to break your other arm? Silo is the least scary person alive. Cheer up, Silo's gonna like you. Please don't get hurt. I'll come with you. Good idea. Let's go. It's I don't know. We don't know anything about Silo though. I'll go with you. Yeah. I'll go with you. Hurry, they'll see where we're going. He glanced back at you, then nodded. The two of you made your way to the window together. It wasn't much of a distance to clamber out, but by the time you landed gently in the bushes, you look up to see that Cove was already taking off from the house. Cove! He was fast, but you knew he couldn't outrun you if he had to. He's not that fast. But you knew that you could outrun him if he had to. He was not that fast. You knew you could outrun him if he had to. He's not that fast, but neither are you. At the speed, you weren't sure if you were going to catch him enough to reach. I am fast. I'm a fast cat. I can reach him. What's the difference? I'm fast. I'll probably do this. He's not that fast. Cove, you ran as fast as your legs could take you, grass whipping around your ankles as you did so. Are we wearing shoes? Cautiously, Cove slowed to a halt and looked back at you. I'm super fast, okay? I might have like short legs and all, but you see, I'm super fast. I can do short distances really well. Shoes are optional, I see. Where are you going? You're gonna get lost again? I don't know, somewhere else. I just don't want to see. Shh. You, brick Silo. You look back and see Silo huffing down the hill after you. The backpack he clung bouncing all around along the way. What are you doing? Can I come? I thought you were Lizzie's fan. Really high top suit. He must have seen you leaving out the window, followed behind. Hi. I see. That's Silo. Oh, hi. Are you Cove? Yeah. I'm Silo. You're Lizzie's friend, and Lizzie's our oldest sister. How old is Lizzie? Is Lizzie only like a year or so older than us? Okay. Yep. Are we going back, or are we going to play outside? Silo's face eyes move between you and Cove, the smile remains strong on his face. His eyes are nice, though. It's grey eyes, nice. But definitely Cove's eyes is nicer. He got a tiny frown from Cove in response. You were just grateful he hadn't asked why you had been running away. Inside, we left the box on the floor. Right, my shells and stuff. We'll have to make sure they're okay. Okay. With Silo trailing behind Cove, you and Cove headed back towards the house. God darn it. The plan for the afternoon, at least as far as you were concerned, was to sit and look at the beach thing some more. You weren't really in a mood to do much of anything else. Hey, check out this scalp shell I found. Cool, right? It's a pretty color, kind of like my cast. Oh, the beautiful glittering pink did look a bit like the wrap around his arm. Pink is a nice color. Okay. Oh? Is it your favorite? Not really. What is? Maybe green or blue. It might be yellow. Oh, those are all cool. Silo's kind of adorable. I guess. I like this. There are better colors. Not sure how to deal with any more awkward I mean, those are, I do like those colors though. Green, blues. Not really the yellow, but definitely the green and blue. So I like those colors too. Awesome. Like usual, it didn't take long for Silo to get fidgety. Lizzie was his favorite. Without her around, Silo didn't seem to know what to do with himself. And Cove wasn't like your sister. He wasn't that much like you either. Hello, Johnny. Hi. Is Lizzie coming back? I don't know. Aww. Where'd she go? Gross? No, to play. I think she's at the beach, probably. Is she playing at her park? Cove's eyes lit up at the mention of the park and he looked towards you. There's a park? There's a park? I think. I don't know. You think I know? Yep, but it's old. Can you show me? I want to go. He started getting up before you had even answered, and Silo jumped up beside him in excitement. Really? You do too? Well, you do too, right? The park is fun. I like it. I like parks. The park is really great. Yeah, it's right at the beach, so there'll be lots of fun stuff to do, and lots of sand. There's a jungle gym and a bunch of swings. Sounds like it could be cool. So, are we going to find Lizzie? I don't know. I never really wanted to see her. I just want to check the park out. Cove's got a point. Adrift without any direction, Silo finally turns to you. Okay. You perked up. Both boys wanted to go. It was only fair. After getting permissions from your moms, the three of you were ready to head out. It was a short walk to the park. Lizzie had convinced your mums that it was so short she should always be allowed to walk there by herself. Oh, this is a nice park. It could be a bit more though, but it's a nice park. When you found her, she was hanging on the jungle gym, swinging back and forth. Hey Lizzie, Goosey sis? Her face lit up when she saw you, her big brown eyes going wide. You, Silo. Where did she... Could you not blush at my sister? Silo. Silo. I don't even know what my sister looks like. Hi. She dropped to the ground and landed with a soft thud in the sand. In a split second, Silo had abandoned you and scrambled over to stand by her. You were used to being left out when it was just the three of you, but now Cove was here. You weren't sure if this was an improvement. You don't want to leave the moms? I see, Taichi, I see. Oh! Is that sis? She's adorable! Lizzie is adorable. Sis is adorable. Who's that? You have earrings? How old are you? Well, I mean, I had earrings when I was pretty young. You are this is an adorable dress. Who's that? It's Cove. He's new. Wait, do we all have... Are we color coordinated? We got green, we got yellow or orange, and we got blue. What am I? Am I red? I better be red.
Hi.
I remember. Hi, Cove. Welcome to my park. Nobody ever comes to play here, so this is where we get together. She gestured wildly with her arms as if to present the area to the newcomer. Without interrupting Lizzie's speech, Cove whispered into your ear quite enough that the others wouldn't overhear. I thought kids couldn't own places like parks or hills. Ah, shut up, Cove! You couldn't help but laugh a tiny bit. While Lizzie continued talking, you took the chance to kick off your shoes and wriggle your toes through the warm sand. Nice, huh? In this neighborhood, I'm the one who comes up with the ideas. You're the older one, so I suppose. You are? Yeah, I am. Who else could handle the job? Lizzie's the oldest. Stop blushing at my sister! By lots. Mom says you're Yu's age. Yeah. I thought so. I'm still the only one in this group with double digits. Are you 10? How old are you? I mean, you are pretty... We're 8 though. Cove and I are 8. How old are you, Lizzie? Are you 10? What about other kids? Other kids? There aren't any. We're the only kids here and Silo is just visiting from another place. Not even tourists really bring their kids here. This is the land of ancients. Be careful that the oldies don't try and steal your youth. Hello, Phantom. Yes, all hail the Gacha God. All hail me. But yes, welcome. This is I'm a protagonist right now. Silo isn't really. And probably Silo's not real. I don't know, Silo. If you could stop blushing at my sister, please. That the oldies don't try to steal your youth. Oh, do you want more friends? Listen, oh, you got a pocket here? You got 2 pockets? I want them short. I want these shorts then. For a second, it looked like he might cry again. But something in his eyes shifted and he looked back at Lizzie. What kind of old people? Like mums or dads or grandpas? Or grandparents? Grandparents who don't have kids. They hate kids. Why? We haven't done anything. Oh, you sound like you're about to cry again. Only some of them don't like kids. Stop saying stuff like that. You're going to upset him. Yeah, they're really bad. Stop saying... No. Only some of them don't like kids. You interjected quickly, hoping Lizzie wouldn't take things too far. Cove sniffled, his forehead creasing with worry. Lizzie was staring Cove down, and Cove wasn't even looking at her anymore. He didn't seem to care that she was there. He went into his own head. Silo was the one to speak next, completely unaware of the situation. I met Lizzie and you in school. You'll see tons of kids there once summer's over. Kids are... They're the worst, yeah. I don't want to go to a new school. I don't want summer to end. Silo looked down at the dirt. He hasn't had much luck striking up conversations with Cove. I like summer vacation a lot too. Gee, this is a very awkward group of friends that we've got here. All the building tension in the air suddenly vanished when Lizzie laughed. At Sally's discomfort at how weird she thought Cove was at something else entirely you don't really know. But she laughed, her face scrunching up.
Okay.
Welcome to Sunset Bird Cove. Take a seat, put your feet up, and get used to it. Ugh. Ugh, he's right. Oh! For the rest of summer, Cove was always there. You saw him more often than Silo, and on some days, when she was in a bad mood or busy, you saw him more than Lizzie. He became a staple in your everyday life, the way the sun and lunch and the beach were... And lunch? At first summer, you hadn't really been interested in him one way or another. He was just kind of a fact of life, someone you'd met because he was there. Of course, that was only the start of things. Oh! Oh, we got a moment selected day. I'm gonna save, because... Okay, alright, we have all the DLCs as well. Alright, we can do all of them. We could do all of them. All these moments. Okay, then we have to do some minutes. I would like do sandcastles. Sandcastles. Cove wasn't able to do many things that summer. When you, him, and Silas sat out on the shoreline one bright morning, you could tell he wanted to be in the water. But there was no way he'd be swimming anytime soon. Not with his cast. You can pick them in any order. Yes! The waves washed a single shell to shore, glittering in blue. Another reminder of the place he couldn't go. From what you heard about Cove's old life so far, in tiny pieces and fragments, you can tell that he'd do anything to be able to get the cast off. Well, how did you break your arm in the first place is a question. Like, make a pact with a witch or something, just to get it off his arm. Health check, 1 second. Used to be a fish, I see. Getting up. I gotta stand up and do the stretch as well. Oh yeah. Me too. Okay. There we go. Headphones are back on. You get it off his arm. I don't think I've never had anything in a cast before, so I wouldn't know how annoying they are. But making a pact with the witch, I see. Now. You thought about how his summer last year must have been totally different from this, with his old home and his mom and dad. But now he was here with you and Silo and Lizzie and everyone else, and he couldn't even go in the sea. Who'd even want to go to the ocean? I wouldn't like to go in the ocean anytime soon. The sun wasn't bad. It had all your favorite things in it, but sitting there on the same beach you'd grown up on, you could understand that not everyone else felt the same way about Sunset Bird as you. Mystic told me it's hard to have a cast. Understandable. That's very understandable. You watched him from the corner of your eye quietly, and he finally said aloud what you had been pondering. I wish I could go in. The water? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna be able to do it soon. You're a cat, of course you don't like... I don't like the ocean, not because of the getting wet portion. It's the fact that I have no idea what's in the ocean. I don't like not knowing about what's in the ocean. It's scary and I am short. Cove only signed a response. Apparently soon wasn't soon enough. It's so pretty, the ocean. Also, yes, from 1 year I had a cast during summer, it was I'm lucky I've never actually broken a bone. I've sprained a lot of things, but never broken anything. There's fish, but there's also unknown stuff, like in the ocean as well, you know? So pretty, the ocean. And huge. There could be anything out there, like mermaids. Yeah. I wish you didn't have a cast. I don't really care. Swimming might be fun if we could. I'm fine here. I'm fine here on land, thank you. Alright. Obviously not interested in hearing much more about your input from this situation, Cove turned back into the water. Rude! But as he looked away, something about Silo's slow, careful movements caught his eye. Hey, are you building a sandcastle? Sort of. I was only playing around when you were talking. I'm listening. Maybe I could too. I've only made big piles before. It's nothing really special. I'm sure you'll be great at it right away. Well, how do you do it then? Sally's cheeks lit up. You could tell it was a little uncomfortable to have Cove's expectant stare on him. I'll play too. I like castles. I like making sand stuff.
Okay.
He put his hands back to his seashells and sand and nodded. I don't do a lot. Here's how I like to get a house started. Silo, focusing more intently than you had ever seen him, guided Cove through his process. You happily used your own method. It didn't take long for the three of you to each have a humble structures prepared. That's all, kind of. You can do anything now, like make it bigger, add some seashells, carve out a pretty pattern. I'm sure you'll have great ideas. I saw sand art is like really, really pretty. And it's so cool whenever someone actually makes like sand art stuff.
Okay.
I'm gonna make it bigger. Mine's gonna be a real castle. Cool, this is gonna be a house. Looking at the base of your sandcastle you decided to make... Let's make a mansion. We already have the other two making a house and castle. I don't want to... I'd make a mansion so as to not do the same thing as the other two. Looking at the base of your sandcastle, you decided to design a mansion. The better part of the next hour was spent focusing on your own work. The boys were the same. Even Sally didn't sneak as many peeks at everyone else as he usually did. Oh! You finished shaping it before either of them did, glancing up from what you'd built. It seems you got done so fast because they'd already searched for extra decorations. Tyler grabbed most of the really interesting stuff, and Cove had a lot of shells, but there were still options. The first thing you reached for was... sea glass! Blue shell? Blue shell. It was the best fit for your mansion, you decided. The blue color in it reminded you of the clear water. So you put it in a funny place where it'll take a second look to see it. Pleased with your result, you finally took a proper look around that wasn't focused on the sand itself. Both Cove and Silo seemed super immersed still. You knew you could probably sneak a peek at either one's work. I'm not gonna look. Instead, watch some clouds go by. I'll look once they are completed. I don't want to peek at it now. The silence was then broken. What's on top of your silo? You peeked closer and discovered something shiny sticking out of Silo's sand chimney. Oh, it's just a gum wrapper. It looks like smoke.
Neat.
It's good. And that's smart. Yeah, I didn't think of it like that. I guess I didn't see it. You could be an architect. Looks more like a word. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Gum wrapper as smoke. Alright. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of that. You really know a lot about this. Sally smiled without a word. And that was that for the current topic. Can I see what you did? Sure. Begin surveying your work. All you really knew about mansions was that they're supposed to be big, so you'd gone really big. It was the size of a country club that Lizzie played golf at, compared to Cove and Silas' building, probably even bigger. Dang, we worked hard. Sally quickly decided to jump in the new conversation. Hey, what did you do? This is my mansion. It looks great. Your house is so big. It's a mansion. Not a house, it's a mansion. It's not a big house, it's a mansion. But I guess mansions are just really big houses. You literally said what I said. I guess it's really big houses though. Huh? Is being a house bad?
No.
No, but we each made our own place. Nobody is the same. I think we are. Cove raised an eyebrow at that. If something is the only one of that thing, that makes it special. Yeah, for sandcastles and stuff. People too. My dad always says that everyone is their own man, a real individual. Yeah. I don't think I'm very special. I think you're okay. Yeah. You're okay.
Why?
Why not? Nobody else is you. I hear my dog moving. I think she's gonna go grab a drink of water. Sally simply shook his head. I'm not different. No, you're different. Hello. Hello, Nam-san. Good morning. Yellow. A beat passed between the two. Cove then looked down at his work again. Okay. He didn't seem to be bothered leaving the disagreement hanging there. Cove had other things on his mind. Water. Yes. There be indeed. We are at the beach after all. We are at Sunset Bird, I think it's called. My dad tried to get me to make sandcastles the first time we came to this beach. I didn't want to. Cove trailed off. Again, there was a moment of silence. Silas shifted and opened his mouth to say something, but Cove spoke up before you could. You didn't think he noticed that Sally was going to talk. Hey, do you know what happened when your moms met my dad, you? You waited to see if Sally would say what he wanted. When he didn't, you considered Cove's question. I wasn't there. They didn't tell me. I just remembered what happened when I met your dad. Mr. Holden had been a weird stranger then, but he was still kind of strange. No other parent acted like him, but you knew him better at this point. Still a creep who tried to give me money to befriend his son. No. Now that you thought about it, it made a lot of sense that Cove's dad talked to him about people being unique. You were pulled from your thoughts when Cove continued. Oh yeah. Oh, well, I was there. I don't think my mom has met your dad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she hasn't. Yu's parents and my dad met the same day I met her. I was going to say what happened. Silo frowned to himself, ducking his head. His hat cast a shadow over his face. You could still tell he was upset about not being included in Cove's choice of topic. Ah, Cove! It was kind of boring for him. They're giving people their own turn to say things. To say the things they want is important too. I think Silo wants to talk too. Huh? We were talking, just not right now. I'm listening to you. He can listen. Silo's face briefly flickered at the word. He's still put off. Cove, come on. Being a brat. Cove continued like the interruption hadn't happened. He was determined to tell the tale. When we moved here, we didn't bring a lot of things with us. Only some stuff that would fit in Dad's car. We didn't even get a moving truck. I sat in there while Dad brought us all inside. I'm sorry, Silo. I didn't want to get out because I knew Dad would make me look around the new house. I really didn't want to do that. His lips twisted into a frown as he recalled that. Then I saw your moms. They were in a car too, stopping at your house. I guess they were coming back from somewhere or something. My dad noticed. He waved his hand and went over to the front of your house, where he started talking to them. I didn't know what they said. I couldn't hear it. But he couldn't see me anymore where he was looking, since he was looking the other way. Don't tell me this is when you decided to freaking leave the car and worry your dad. So I opened the car door and left. I wanted to get away and went behind the houses. I found the hills there. The ones where we met for the first time. Cove nodded and stared at you. You stared back. He didn't go on to say anything more. Aren't you going to finish your story? Cove's brow wrinkled like he didn't understand why you were surprised.
Huh?
That's all that happened. It's a pretty bad story. Okay. Why did you want to tell the story if nothing happened? You really got better and it was pretty bad. Thank you for telling me. Why did you tell me the story if nothing happened? I don't get what the point was. But that was how our parents met. I didn't make up the story. That's not really my point. Cove just was not understanding the issue here. Silas' mouth twisted in a skull of disbelief, but he said nothing. Darn it. Why'd you bring that up anyway? It's a slight shrug of Cove's shoulders.
Well,
I was thinking of it because of the sandcastles. It made me remember when I moved here. Dad showed me the beach first before we went back to the car to unpack. He was really excited about it for some reason. Oh yeah, I can tell he's a freaking surfer dude. He looks like one. Cove's brows furrowed a little more as he quietly raked his hands through the sand. I get it. Do I? You thought maybe Mr. Holson wasn't that excited about the beach and was instead hoping Cove might be. I mean, I guess. But the line of conversation had come to its end. Even Cove was done with it. Some other topic had popped into his head. Silo fidgeted uncomfortably in the sand, had made Cove aware of his presence again. They looked at each other and you could only wonder what this might be about. Wasn't stream earlier, you want to make sure everyone knows it. Oh yeah, I know. Really definitely was not streaming earlier. Dude definitely wasn't streaming earlier. I have no idea. Hey Silo. Yeah? Why are you always turning so red? Even when nothing is happening? That's actually a very good question there. Clearly startled, he joked back. Neither you or Silo had expected that to be how he got included in the conversation again. I don't know. I guess. Okay, it's kind of weird. Cove, you're being a rude mother trucker right now, you know that? Silo's eyes were wide with embarrassment and his lips twitched, and he was blushing even harder than before. Maybe it wasn't only this. Perhaps it was simply the last straw, but it was a big deal to Silo. Oh, a huge deal. He didn't just look sad, he seemed almost panicked. You weren't sure if he was going to cry or run away or what, but soon you got an answer. Why do you wear glasses? Most kids don't wear glasses, and nobody is named Cove. No, God, they're gonna fight.
Who asked you to come?
Who asked you to come? Was probably just your dad bugging his family to cause some more because you didn't have anyone else who'd ever play with you. Silo? Cove blinked. The tension of the beach was suddenly uncomfortable in a way you didn't know how to laugh off. It didn't seem like the kind of thing you'd get upset about, though you hadn't ever known what kind of thing would bother Silo. I'm sorry. Me too. I was just wondering. Let's build another castle. Try to play. Are we gonna build some more? Let's build another sand castle, shall we? The day's gonna be over soon. How about we do a group project? Yeah, a group project would be good, right? You're right. The sun's going down so fast. You all went back to making some more sand buildings, but the whole mood had changed. Sally's cheeriness was clearly gone, and Cove looked as confused as ever about where the other boy had blown up. The air stayed uncomfortable the rest of the afternoon, right up to the moment that Sally's mom appeared at the beach to take him home. At least she tried to do something to resolve it though, and it seemed like it helped. Even though Sally's smile when he said goodbye to Cove wavered, it stayed as bright as ever for you. That had to count for something. But with Silo gone and the sun going down, you knew it was time for you and Cove to head to your own houses. The two of you trailed out of the park together towards the neighborhood. The walk home was quiet. You passed by familiar landmarks, shoes thumping against the sidewalk in near perfect unison. Cove was clearly caught up in thinking about something. What are you thinking? Something was definitely up, so you chose to reach out to him and ask. Hey Cove, is everything alright? You're making a funny face. I was just wondering. Cove fell silent again for a few more seconds, then sighed. Why'd Silo act like that? All I said when I said he was all red a lot. Oh God, okay. You were being rude to him, was being a baby. You shouldn't make fun of him. I don't know, it's Silo. He gets embarrassed, you shrug. Correct. Well, you were being a little rude. You could have worded it a little better. I would never say he's being a baby. You were being rude. You were being a little rude. You were being rude. No, I wasn't. It looked like that to me, and it wasn't just saying that one thing. You're not very nice to Silo. I didn't mean it like that. Silo's just kind of weird to talk to. See? That's kind of rude. I guess I can get it. Why he would do that? Sometimes I get really mad too. Despite seemingly coming to a conclusion, Cove's mood was still sour. What Cove said didn't make sense anyways. Parents always talk to other parents and set up things so their kids play together. My dad didn't do anything weird. You struggle not to make a face at that. His dad definitely did something weird to try and get you to spend time with Cove. Oh yeah, it was a thing. But Cove didn't know that. Nobody's making me spend. Your dad does some stuff to tell him about. Hang on. I need to reposition myself. I mean, nobody at this point is making me spend time with you because I didn't take the money. The family does do stuff so you'll hang out with my family, but Sally shouldn't have said that. Yeah, I'll probably tell him the truth though. Code's shoulders relaxed. He hadn't even noticed he had tensed up. Yeah, that's what I thought too. Are you blushing? Oh no, maybe that's just his cheeks. Anyways, I knew the whole time Sally shouldn't have been saying things like that. We did not. Of Cove or of Cove's dad? We have not married anyone, no. Not yet. Not yet. I don't know why emotes aren't really showing up on the chat box. I know they did before. Extreme Elements being weird today? Probably. I might have to check if there's a Stream Elements update. And your boy that Silo shouldn't have been saying things like that. You nodded, but you didn't speak. You kept your eyes firmly on the ground. His eyebrows are really wavy. By now, the two of you are on the sidewalk near your house. It was time to part ways. Bye, Cove. Your parents hadn't planned anything else for you, though you knew that you'd see him eventually. Cove nodded, already turning away. Bye, you. You made your way to your house at a leisurely pace, going up the driveway to get to the front door. Before you went inside, you looked back. He kind of does look like Scientist Harry, yeah, you got a point there. Cove was halfway to his house, his hands shoved in his pockets. So basically, Scientist Taiji. You still feel a little unsure with what you're supposed to do about the deal with Cove's dad had offered. You didn't want to say something bad or something you shouldn't. You might change your mind sometimes. There's always tomorrow after all, but for now, it was definitely something that you'd keep to yourself. With the final look, you went inside your house. Alrighty. Grown up, shopping, library, long day, fireflies. I'll probably do all of this, and then we'll save it, and I'll end it now, because I think the next bit is not, it shouldn't be step 2, but we'll at least do all of these first before we move on to, before we stop it. Let's do... Fireflies isn't too bad. We'll probably do all the normal ones, and then we'll do all the DLC ones that I got. I want to check what grown up is. Still a long day. It was another scorching summer day, the kind where no sooner had you finished one cup of water, you were already filling it up again. Everyone else had something on, so that afternoon it was just you and Silo. This didn't happen much, especially since Cove had arrived. Without Lizzie around, Silo looked at you for answers. It made you feel... nothing really. Please? Frustrated? Nah, I wouldn't feel anything. Nothing really. Silo went along with whatever you wanted, so he wasn't a bother, but he also wasn't that much fun. You drained yet another drink and frowned at the empty vessel. Your thirst was gone, but you still craved something ice and cold and refreshing. Something sweet. Something like... a popsicle. Ice cream cone or a sandwich. I don't know. What would I choose? What would I choose? I like a popsicle because an ice cream sandwich gets soggy over time. So I would like a popsicle. You wanted something fruity and brightly colored. There was nothing like that found at home. You knew that without needing to look. Your moms didn't like sweets in the house. I see, good luck. Outside, there were plenty of places where such goodies can be obtained, but there were shops that demanded payment in exchange for their products. Products? Outside, there... I think it froze for a second there. He sighed. Silently, help me. I'm gonna voice it. I want a popsicle. Silo, who had been draped over the sofa, perked up. I'm like a popsicle lost in the wind. I see. What kind of popsicle are you, though? Ain't that the big question there? What kind of popsicle are you, though? I'm what they... I don't remember what they're called. Alive? Hey, hang on. Not a Zipper Duper. Icy poles are good. No, they're called a cyclone. I am probably a cyclone. I like cyclone ones. I think that's what they're called. A cyclone. Cyclone popsicles are delicious. You're a popsicle flavored popsicle. I see. Sounds about right. Perked up?
Yeah.
That sounds good. We don't have anything like that in the house, and I don't have any money. Oh, let me check if I have any. Silo! Silo rummages in his backpack and proudly produced an assortment of coins plus one stray button. You set the button aside and count the coins in a neat pile. Every day I wake up, oh no. Just over $1. He announces to Silo he had almost certainly come to the same conclusion, but he'd been watching you expectantly. It's a start. Silo beamed at you. We'll need to find some more. Okay. The two of you lifted couches. I don't think I've ever found any money in the couch. You two lifted couch cushions, stuck tiny hands down deep crevices on the sofa and under furniture, and scoured the back of drawers. Most of what you found was useless and gross: bent paper clips, fluffy wisps of dust or sandy crumbs, but every so often you would strike silver or bronze and added it to the growing pile of coins. Dusty and disabled from checking every room, you squinted into every nook and corner, any tiny nook. The two of you finished polishing your finds. Silo held his breath as he counted the coins once again. $2.53 and 2 buttons. Okay. I think. You didn't realize where the second button had decided to join the party, but you were too pleased with your successful haul had thrown out. Is it enough? You figured he knew the answer without looking at you for confirmation, but the thrill of your success and reward that would follow counted out any other feeling you might have had about that. Yeah, is it? Aren't they expensive, I suppose? Or is that just me? You can now afford something at the shops. Just one thing, but that was indefinitely better than none. Silo clapped his hands. Yay! Silo, you're adorable. I will protect you. The two of you dash outside. The promise of sugar points you onto your destination where, breathlessly but happy, you stared at the overwhelming number of options. You knew what you wanted, but it wasn't just you who had contributed their funds to the treat. He seemed to notice your pause. Aren't you getting a popsicle? Silo asked, as though he was entirely separate from the decision, rather than someone with a stake in the outcome. Do you mind? Silo cocked his head to the side. He's like a puppy among Silo. It was your idea. You should choose, but it's your money. Like, most of it was your money. I'm gonna get something to the both of us anyways. It wasn't fair for you to be the only one to decide when he'd been a main factor in making this happen. Some of the money came directly from his backpack. What do you like? All of them, they're so good. You press further. But what do you really like? Popsicles or ice cream? Which is your favorite? Oh, it's so hard to pick. I don't know. God darn it, he's an indecisive one. Frustrated, you cut to the heart of the matter. You want me to choose? Yeah. And with that, you got the dessert you wanted originally and hoped Sally would actually like it too. Finally, the reward for all your hard work is in your hands. We got ourselves a popsicle. You suck on the fruity popsicle you bought. The icy treat cooled you down perfectly and the zesty flavor was refreshing. Yeah, just held it out to Silo so he could take a turn and he shook his head. Silo!
You can finish it.
No, Precious! He didn't want any? After everything he did to get it? That was weird. I'm gonna include Silo. Even if Sally said it was okay, every story you had seen on TV or read in a book said that sharing was caring. You stood your ground even as the treat started to trickle dangerously towards your fingers. It's only fair you had some, we both bought it. But you wanted it more than I do, and getting to play was a lot of fun already, so you can have it, that's more fair. Silo! You held it out to him. Take the frickin' popsicle. I want you to have some even more than I want to finish it, so eat your part. Relenting, Silo took the treat and gave it a taste. His eyes lit up. Precious.
Thank you.
It's really good, thank you. Silo! I need to stop playing with the water bottle. You smiled, pleased with your good deed. You picked the best one. No, it's just so cute. Did he mean that? Silo was always nice no matter what happened. Even if he hated it, you know he wouldn't say so. Maybe he thought it was gross and that's the real reason why he didn't want to take some. You had no idea. You studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. Still weird. The two of you had begun to head home as he ate. You walked side by side on the shore in silence. I need to stop doing that. He is a precious. Silo is precious. He is precious. But your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Silo didn't know how to say what he felt or was too afraid to. You figured that was his problem, didn't cry. You scared of me. You thought it was kind of sad. Are we friends? Are we friends, Silo? Are we friends? Silo opened his eyes wide, seemingly caught off guard by the blunt question. Because you seem, you like my sister a lot. So are we friends? You and my sister are friends, but are we friends? Yeah, I think so. He said that, but friends should be able to talk to each other without being scared. If Silo wouldn't do that, were you really friends at all? He rubbed his hands together nervously over your non-reaction.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, Silo. No, no. You're okay, Silo. You weren't sure how sorry he could be without knowing what he's even apologizing for, but you shook your head. You didn't do anything. It was true, Silo hadn't done something mean, he just gone out of his way to make you happy. That didn't seem like something... That didn't seem like it should be a bad thing, yet it bothered you. I just don't know if you'd like me. It's like it doesn't matter what I do, you're going to act the same. I could be anything and anybody and you wouldn't care. No, I like you. I really, really like you. I want to be friends. Oh, we're not friends yet. I see. We're not friends. I see, we're not friends. Okay. You smiled hesitantly at him, his fidgeting ceased. Even though you weren't sure you believed him, this was only making things worse. Silo. You decided that maybe there were all types of friends. If Silo wasn't able to do things differently, this would have to be alright. Sally made you unsure about setting a label on the experience of spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times and there had been confusing ones. You were positive of one thing. At least, the treat was delicious, and that was nice. I see. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. They spotted two familiar figures up ahead, Lizzie and Cove. Why are they together? You opened your mouth to make your presence known to them just as you saw the tears of Cove's face. What did you do, Lizzie? You walked straight over, so I like your heels. Lizzie? Once there, you defend Cove, take a moment to make a joke, accuse Lizzie. I'm gonna carefully ask what happened. Without a time machine, the only way you were going to find out was by asking the witnesses. Lizzie might have done something, but she could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time or even come to Cove's aid. You wanted to hear the story. Cove, what happened? I got yelled at. Took a deep, steadying breath. Some grandparents got mad at me. Oh no. I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. Your heart sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. Go get him, Lizzie! Go get him! Every year, the same mean old couple rented out that condo for the summer. You, Lizzie, and Sally knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have. They're like that with everyone. Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them, but the elderly pair particularly took offense to kids. Yeah, Lizzie said. Lizzie drew herself up at that. She looked pointedly at your direction. What do you want me to do? I was helping. That's cool. Is there anything else? Anything I can do? No, I'm just gonna stay away. Or you could teach them a lesson. There was a devilish glint in her eyes. What? You should ding-dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great because they're so slow. They'll never catch you. I don't know. These grandparents seem to be really mean though. That's dumb. I don't want to go near them ever again. You're saying that because you're a cluck.
Chicken.
I see. Cove glared but didn't take the bait. Lizzie turned to you. Little sis, hi. You're not a chicken, are you? You know, what we're doing is just making them hate us more. They deserve worse. I'd rather just avoid them. You looked at the house. Behind this closed doors lurked two beings, rich in years but poor in patience. Maybe they deserve retaliation. Maybe they didn't, but that punishment wouldn't be coming from you. It was safer to stay away from them. You could live without the hassle. I'm not doing it either. Another chicken for the coop. This is a hen house now. If we're chickens, you're a lizard, Lizzie. She wagged her tongue at his face. Lizzie called us some chickens. But listen, I don't want them to hate me even more. I'd rather stay out of their way. Still better than a bird brain. Chicken. The condo door opened, revealing one of the two culprits. The old man's wizened face set in a skull, which was to say he looked exactly like he always did when you saw him. Maybe that was his normal face. What are you kids doing loitering outside my house? Or maybe he was just terrifying. Maybe he was just in a terrible mood. Could be. Nothing. He repeated the words as if it was the greatest crime anyone could commit. Nothing good, more like get lost. It wasn't as if he owned the space outside the house, but Cove's eyes, still red from his earliest tears, were wide, and you thought it was best to heed the old man's command. It's okay. Lizzie took off, with Silo immediately trailing after her without so much as a glance back in your direction. So much for your friendship. What friendship? I don't think that exists anymore. You waved your hand at Cove, summoning him to follow you, and ran after Lizzie. Come on, Cove, we're going. The old man's hollering propelled you all from the street to the sanctuary of the hill, and once you were safe, did you notice the stitch in your chest and the ache of your legs? Owie. Oh, hello, Cozy Maggie. You've been waiting. Oh, thank you for the follow, I think. I looked away. I didn't have OBS open, so I didn't see the notification menu. But hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome, welcome. I've been waiting for someone to play this game for forever. It's a very cute game. I've only just started playing it. Cause I had downloaded it earlier today, and I was like, okay, I might play this or another game. And then Vanessa there, kind of like play it. I was like, okay, we'll play it. We'll be playing it. No decision in the legs. You flop down, the blade of grass tickling your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazing on the ground. The four of you took a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the feeling of cool grass against your skin. Hey, Gove. Oh yeah, Vanessa was so very excited. Cove lifted his head. I told you there were mean grandparents around here. Cove rolled his eyes, then decided that this wasn't dismissive enough and rolled his whole body away from your sister. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Silo, who eagerly joined in the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be second fiddle again to Silo once Lizzie came around. It always went like that. Not having OBS open or that reminds you, did you get... No, not yet. Sister's boyfriend had just ordered the item, so it hadn't come in yet. So not yet. Not yet. I had someone else's stream playing in the background as well, so yeah, that'd probably be the reason why. That it went like that. It was fine. It was fine lately. You felt a little sad about how much time you spent to get here. It was annoying. I'm a little sad, but I think it was fine though. I'm fine with that. I already knew that I'd be second to Silo. And when it comes to Lizzie. Silo could prefer Lizzie as much as he wanted to. You close your eyes, laid at your side and relax. Some time passed with you like this. It felt good to take a real break. It's Bowls. Doing crime. Oh! It is adorable. It is adorable. Right now, Mom and Mommy are absolutely beautiful people. And we had a stranger danger sense. Cove is a brat right now. Silo is adorable. I don't know what I feel about Lizzie just yet. In all, it's a very pretty game. Right now, we're pretty indifferent to the characters. I don't know, definitely not. It's not Buns. It's definitely not Buns. I'm watching someone else. It's not Stranger Save This, freaking Stranger Danger. You moved onto your back with a small smile and looked at the darkening sky. We're not looking at the sky, we're looking at freaking Cove. The blanket of clouds reminded you of a thick throw. Oh, a thick throw? You curled under on cold, rainy days? Throw? You wondered if the clouds would be as soft. They lazily floated on by, splitting from each other, merging and morphing into new shapes. Saw a dolphin, a car, and alpaca, smiley face, cloud shapes. I saw cloud shapes. You nudged Cove and pointed at the sky. What does that look like? It's a cloud. It's a cloud shape. What else would it be? Clove looked at the sky, angling his head back into the side. Finally, he shook his head.
Huh?
I don't see anything. Indeed, all we see are cloud face shapes. Yes. Cloud shapes. Don't freeze on me. Interesting the... yeah, it's probably someone else. Really? I can have more than one stream open. How close are we to... Oh, we are 3 away from 300. Nice. Hi, Leslie. Yellow. There you go. Hello. Oh, my throat is already dying. I might do one more scene and then I'll call it for the night. Not one more scene, one more moment. Really? What do you see? Clouds. He chuckled at that. Clouds. Very nice painting. Like, painting clouds is actually pretty hard. All the sun's light faded from the sky and the moon rose higher. Lizzie got to her feet, dusting strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. You got a drawing tablet? Which one did you get? What kind of drawing tablet did you get? Which one? Did you get like just a screen one, or did you get like a full monitor one? And which brand as well? The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide. Let's go to the beach. There was no argument for the other two. Silo was still silent, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea. You... Objected, I want to go home. I'm happy to do what everyone wanted to do. I'm okay. I'm a follower. The beach wouldn't necessarily have been where you chose next, but if that's what the others wanted, then you weren't going to spoil the fun. Oh hey, the sandcastle's there. We stepped onto the sand for the second time that day, but it felt different at night. The beach was nearly quiet at this time. At this hour, abandoned sandcastles and footsteps in the sand, too big to belong to any of you, were the only indication of how busy it had been only hours earlier. The four of you kicked shoes off and removed socks and walked along the water's edge, the waves tickling your feet. I wonder what would happen if you tried to take a bath in the ocean with shampoo and everything. Your eyes would sting as heck if you got sea salt in your eyes. This is probably my favorite game ever. It makes me so happy. It's a very, very soft visual novel, and the fact that it's free, the base game is free, is actually really cool. It's just a simple one. Huion. I was like, Huion? I'm pretty sure Huion? Hang on. Hui. I used to use Huion. Inspire RTM. Oh, that one! I had something similar to that one. Yeah, Huion was my like first drawing tablet thingy as well. It served me well till I got money to buy another one, a bigger one, and then finally the one that I currently have, which is my second monitor. It burns like fire. I see. That would be bad for the fish, and it'd be bad for the fish, yes.
Jeez.
I didn't say anyone would do it. Jeez, you don't have to be so serious about everything. You're the one who asked about what would happen. This is what would happen. It hurt the fishes. I like bubble baths at home. They're a lot of fun. I can't have bubble baths anymore because we don't have a bathtub anymore. It's just a shower, which is still good. But I'm gonna miss them bubble baths. Me too. Bubble baths are like serious. I never heard Lizzie use that word before. Mommy loves... Mommy! Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'd turn the lights off and have candles. I'm gonna do that next time. Oh, the developments are going another entry to the series. Oh, I see. Oh my god, I'm gonna keep an eye out for that one then. This is such a nice game. The art style is so pretty. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway? Not for a while. She's busy. What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Nobody does. Uh-oh. Did you know you're not supposed to ask something like that? Why would someone want to talk about something they never talk about? Yeah, Cove, you're being rude again, Cove. We literally talked about this during the sandcastle one. You kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed up by the waves. Even if Silo never seemed upset about when this topic came up, it made you feel awkward just for having both your mums. It's okay. I'm like Lizzie and you. I don't have a dad. But I don't have two mums. I just have one. She's really great. Oh, sorry. I only have one now too. My mum isn't here. She's back home. It's just my dad with me.
Sorry.
Oh, I never had a dad or anything, so I don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mum's gone. Cove nodded. Cove, I kind of don't really want to date you now. I don't know, Cove. You joke about Sal's mum getting together with Cove's like, no way. Even if they're all different, our parents are good in their own way. You didn't say anything. The mums are like the best kid they are. I only met them once. I've only met them. I haven't interacted with them before. But yeah, mom and mommy are the best. Mom and Mum, you're the best. Drawing is nice. It's a good hobby. I don't have much hobbies besides video games. Yep. That's awesome. I mean, one of my hobbies is collecting random stuff, though. And I guess streaming now. Even though all different, our parents are all good in their own ways. Yep.
Yeah.
Cove couldn't muster a response. You don't think he truly disagrees, though. The silence is broken by a splash as Lizzie kicked in your direction. Cold water and sudden sand splashed against your leg. Sis! Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Oh, Cove joined in, striking the incoming wave to make a splash of his own. Silas scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin. This is kind of cute. I'm retaliating! Use your foot to smack the water pooling around you and sending an arc of sea foam flying back onto your sister. Yeah, your art... Your art is... interesting, to say the least. Taiji. You laugh as she spluttered, some of the salty seawater having landed in her mouth. She spat it out. Yuck. You started it. Lizzie chased you, intent on revenge. You dash up and down the coast, taking it in turns to be the predator and the prey, as well as joining forces to take down Silo or Cove. Alliances were silently forged and wordlessly broken. Everything was fair game in war. All the child characters are super good. Awesome menaces. They are menaces. They are indeed menaces in their own right. Still not sure how I feel about Cove just yet. I'm still indifferent towards him. Silo is absolutely adorable though. Silo's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, caused by him falling face first into the ground. This would have been bad enough without the wave that followed, cascading over his prone body. Uh-oh. Silas sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain, as you all hurried to check on him. His hair was plastered to his head, and his soaked clothes clung. If there was any part of him that was still dried, you hadn't seen it. You couldn't see it. That was crazy. Are you okay? Are you good? Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over. What did you get stuck on? Way to go. Way to go, Sally, you dumbo. I'm gonna offer him some help. Here. Sally didn't take your outstretched hand. After a while, you dropped it, darn it. Lizzie was too busy sneaking to nose and held out a hand to Sally, too. He took it. He reached over and took it. Slowly, he started pulling himself from the ground. Cove's a little odd in the first place. Yeah, I don't like Sally as much for other reasons, but I get it. Sally is just a puppy right now. Cove is just rude. Cove is rude. Just a bit rude. Oh, this music is nice, though. Then he slipped on the slick sand, dragging him and Lizzie down just for another wave to hit. The water rolled over them. Uh-oh. Sorry. What were the odds of that happening twice in a row? You thought they must be low. But there's no way Sally would do something like that on purpose, then pretend it was an accident, especially not to Lizzie. Even if your relationship with Sally felt unclear, he did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right? Smiling boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and wiped a streak of sand from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. Lizzie, you're pretty cool. Sally got up again, as well this time without incident. He still looked like a drowned puppy, but that didn't stop Cove laughing at the two of them. With that, it was time to call it a day. The four of you made it the journey back home, leaving a trail of wet footsteps and sand in your wake. While Cove is expressed to kind of that is true, yeah. Yeah, well, they're kids. What can we do? What can we do when they're kids? Damp clothes may weigh down some of the group, but your spirits were high. Your arms swung side to side as a cool breeze flowed past. Mom and Mommy! Mothers! Your moms were outside chatting to Cove's dad. They're so beautiful, Mom, Mother. Mom, you're so pretty. That's so cute. We're back. Your mom's face fell as it took in to stay you all in, ranging from messy to soaked.
No.
Oh, poor name's Elizabeth. Oh, Elizabeth, is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought half the beach back with you. Yes, they certainly did. What's Marigold going to do when she comes home? Comes to get Silo? Is that how you want him to be for the long drive home, cold and filthy? Lizzie's expression turned sulkily over the scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but it also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled Cove's matted hair. You've been out making memories, Bucko. I'm glad you had a good time with your friends. Cove used his slightly moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed even that had gone wet. Now he was worried too. Uh-oh. I think they could have had a less risky way to spend time and had just as much fun. That might be right. Kids, what can you do? Come on, Cove. Kids, what can you do? Come on, Cove. Let's go get you cleaned up and dried off. We wouldn't want that cast to have to be reset. Cove winced at the thought. Okay. That a boy. We still don't know his name. It's probably Holden, but still. Mr. Holden casually bent down and plucked Cove off the ground, ultimately holding Cove against his chest. Sand was already transferring from Cove onto him, but that didn't seem to bother Mr. Holden. Cove protested about being carried, but only got a reassuring pat on the back for his trouble.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thanks for... Cliff! There we go, we got a name. Thanks for the talk, Cliff. Night, Ari family, and Silo too.
Fine.
Well, we better do what we can to fix you guys up. Come on, everyone inside. I want you to march straight to the downstairs bathroom. Yes, Mom. Okay, Lizzie's mom. Don't worry about stopping to wipe your feet on the mat this time. That went too much. Good night. That won't do much good tonight. I have all the DLCs except for the wedding one. Oh, the wedding one and the music one. I think it's the only ones I don't have. Sitting on the old beach towel your mommy had found, you waited in the hall. Until you were less salty, you weren't allowed... less sandy, you weren't allowed to go to your room or walk around the house. But you did get to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. It had been decided that Sally would wash first, borrow some of your clothes. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Mrs. Fields... Oh, Marigold Fields, alright. Mrs. Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of a funny experience seeing him without his hat on for once. Oh. Lizzie, being much more soaked than you, got to go in the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath as she hoped. This was a no fun allowed cleanup session. At least that's what she claimed. Not much longer and it would be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to go right to bed. After a day like this though, you were glad there weren't going to be any further events. Drifting off to sleep sounded like a great idea. Oh, we're done that one. We're at 321. The one is a bit more pricey than the others, isn't it? I think it is, yeah. Hang on, I'm gonna save here. And I might... Yeah, so I have all the normal, all the other DLCs. And then... The only one I don't have is the Cove Wedding one. Because I think... Because like with these DLCs, I think there are more people that you can romance in it, I think it is. I don't know. I'm thinking about the Cove one for the time being. But not yet though. But yeah, anyways, that's all I'm going to be doing for today. Because this is a lot of reading. And I've got work tomorrow. And I'm a retail worker, so I'm going to need my voice for tomorrow. So yeah, we'll be raiding over to someone for it. But we're definitely going to continue on with this game because it's such a good game. And I just want to see him get to this freaking Killer Joe. No, we're about to end. Hello, good morning. There are 2 more men. Okay, I can't wait to meet them then. Yeah, someone. Oh, and there's a DLC one. Derek and Baxter. Alright. But yeah, we'll be raiding over to... Is Moggs also stream? Bunny Bee is still good. Let me wait for this to load. So we're raiding over to... It's okay. I don't know whether this is about you sound very interesting. It's such a It's so cute. It's a lot of reading though. So I definitely might have to like bring some like cough lollies and the like. Yeah, so we're raiding over to Bunny. We have our normal raid message. I almost wrote claim. So we have a normal raid message. So just copy and paste that when we pop over. What is Bunny doing right now? Bunny's just talking right now. Oh! Give me the sequel. I want a sequel then. I want the sequel. Give me the female non-binary romantic option. Bullying clock. Oh, I need to get there. But yes, I will see you guys whenever I decide to stream next, which I don't really know because, yeah, not tomorrow though. Maybe Wednesday. We'll see when you get there. But yes, I will see you guys then. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching me play this game. And we'll see you guys next time.